love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just live up. Don't be scared. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just live it up. Don't be
Because you're being mean, that's why. Hello, I am here. Hello, chat. There's a Karen having a crash out. I mean, they're not going to get much if you leak my credit card information. What are they going to get? Fucking $5 in a dream? More to chat. Shoo. I got coffee and pickles. It's a good morning, guys. Morning, everybody. Ooh. Oh, they got the good pickles this time. I ain't got that nasty fucking pickle in a bag bullshit. That was rancid, bro. I don't know how the hell that company's in business, but the fucking bots that are buying that shit and throwing it in the garbage, you're inhuman scum and it's un-American. Oh my god. Damn, this kind of feels empty. It's not empty. It's just light, I guess. Oh man, we got all kinds of fun things today. We got a review from IGN. I'm kind of shocked. Everyone went crazy over that new trailer yesterday. They went crazy. Like so many people reacted to that. Didn't post it on YouTube, but reacted to it on Twitch. Bro. I kind of want to watch this for the nostalgia. We're going to watch this. I want to watch this for the nostalgia. I had the original PlayStation 1
for almost
Spider-Man.
as long as we've had video.
Pause. Goddamn, dude. I hate YouTube. I don't know what is going on with YouTube, but oh my god, dude. Like, literally 4 months ago, YouTube was a freaking paradise. There wasn't it wasn't laggy all the time. Now, dude, oh my god, I don't know what the hell they did. Even like the basic, like, pulling up stuff, like pulling up random videos, it's laggy as shit. If you haven't seen the trailer for Digger, you guys should go watch the trailer for Digger. It's hilarious. I will probably be seeing that movie in theaters. It looks hilarious. That's Tom Cruise, by the way. This person is Tom Cruise. It's kind of weird to see Tom Cruise so old. Even like without the latex, you know what I'm saying? We got a new BS in here. What is this?
Video games. We've had video games about Spider-Man.
What the fuck? Hello? I opened it. Where did it go?
No one has the right to challenge trade.
That sounds like shit. Who the fuck made this? This is supposed to be from a AAA development studio. Who made this? Oh, this is Tainted Grail. Never mind. Never mind. I thought this was
Without the blessing of the orphan child.
Veil or Valve. See.
Be gone, unworthy.
This looks like Skyrim. This looks just like Skyrim. Like, what? Oh. I might have to check this game out. This game looks pretty good. How have I never seen this? It's already out.
I just wanted to welcome you to Canard. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to do that. And soon enough you'll love me. Oh.
Huh. That looked pretty good. Oh, this game looks hilarious.
Stupid birds.
Yo! Is this a real game? This game where you have to get out as a pilot and go up on top of the plane in flight and swipe away the birds?
Burger, Cola, go to hell. Let's go! That's coffee break plus. You get a coffee and get out of the plane.
What the fuck? Bro! Bro! Yo, what is this game? Bro!
Well done,
Yo, this is too good! Oh, the oh my!
Guys, this is gonna be quality.
Hey, coffee!
Take the juice! Fix that! Finish shot! Good.
Oh! What the fuck?
Now parachute? Parachutes for pussies. Oh, maybe passengers do. No passengers here, just me too. What the hell are you doing?
Yo! I'm gonna enjoy watching the streamers play this. Yo! This is... Oh! Oh, does it actually blow up? No! I want to see it blow up! Bastard! That's un-American. It was promised that explosion 3,000 years ago. Oh, what's this? This looks sick! Hold on, what is this? Rebels. Oh, this is that one game. We saw a little bit about this a while ago. Now, Atlas. Extra. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. That backdrop looks so AI generated, it's not even like, you can't even tell what the fuck is going on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't even mind that it's AI generated. It just don't look right. Just something about it seems off. I want to see that ship again. I can't. It's not. Oh, there. It looked kind of hollow. Is it just me, or does that look hollow? Why does that look so hollow? It looks like it's just a big floating mass. Like garbage. Is there supposed to be a ship in there? I don't know about this game. It seems like a 50-50. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be a lot like Mind's Eye. That was a dumpster fire to play on stream, by the way. That was awful. Oh my god, that game was terrible. Awful. What's this? Ooh. Oh, I don't care about this. I know again. I've seen that. That's a woke one. Woke Slopperooski. Ooh, chop chop. We actually have games today, guys. Hot damn. Nope. Nope. When you start violating my ear holes, that's whenever I leave. Bye-bye. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
We conquered these stars in eons past. We enslaved gods. We defeated death. Yet now, we wait to find lesser species infesting our empires. They have sundered the galaxy, unleashing powers they do not understand. Our tombs have been destroyed. Our lower orders do not wake. Madness, born of slow decay, works its curse upon us. The Zarekan dynasty needs every weapon and every warrior. So I have come to this world.
Whoever is making the trailer for these Warhammer games needs, like, most of the money at that company. Because the guy that is putting in the effort for these videos, holy crap, the dude is talented. Holy shit. This is so good.
The lesser species that think it theirs call it. Kronos. It shall be ours again.
We also have the Splatoon review. We'll look at that.
My wrists are sore from how much Splatoon Raiders I've been
paused
playing.
it. I sure did. I paused it. But, you know, God forbid YouTube does anything. That music, it reminds me of two things. This music reminds me of two things in my life. And you guys are going to think that it's weird as shit. When I hear this music, I immediately think of Fooly Cooly. Or, which is it's an old anime that originally only had 6 episodes, but they gave it, I think it's like 20 now. I love that anime. That is my all-time favorite anime ever. I don't know why, but I watched it on Adult Swim, and I absolutely fell in love with the first 6 episodes. That anime will always have a place in my heart, right? It will never go anywhere. And the other thing that I think of, oh, Hi Puffy Amiyumi. An old cartoon that used to play on Cartoon Network. Hi Puffy Amiyumi. It was based on 2 real singers and their manager. Oh yeah, we got all them throwbacks, big dog. All them throwbacks. That's what I'm all about. I always thought that, like, my grandparents were fucking crazy, because I was like, man, I'm never gonna sound like that whenever I get older. Fucking old people, right? And now the fucking PlayStation 3 is it's a legacy console now, and I'm just like, oh god, life is hitting me full front and center now. I'm in trouble, guys. And then I think about the cartoons, and I'm like, man, we had the shit growing up. These new generations cooked, man. I see them new cartoons, and I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And you know what's funny? My mom and my grandparents said the exact same thing, word for word. And it hits me even more, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting old, guys. Fuck. That's it? Okay. Should we watch... You know what? I want to watch this first because this is long as shit. And to be quite frank, I'm in a mood today, all right? I want my old-fashioned, let me get some ice for my coffee because I don't want it to burn the ever-living shit out of my mouth. I'll be right back. Let me get some ice. Okay, I'm back.
For almost as long as we've had video games about Spider-Man.
That's right. That's right.
After all, who among us hasn't wanted to do whatever a spider can? Whether it's spinning webs of any size, catching...
That's the one I played. That's the one I played for PlayStation. I didn't have a memory card, so like every time I got off, I had to replay the entire game. I got so good that I would get all the way to the part where there was like this big guy in like a tunnel somewhere, and he had like the brain or whatever, right? You could
Whether
see
it's
his
spinning
brain.
webs of any size, catching thieves just like flies, or channeling any of the wall crawler's other supernatural abilities, dozens of games have tried to capture the thrill of Marvel's most iconic hero with varying degrees of success.
I'm not gonna lie, other than the Mary Jane parts in the main campaign, the new Spider-Man 1 and 2 and Miles Morales are probably the best Spider-Mans I've ever played in my entire life. Like, they make you feel like Spider-Man. The theme and flow of it makes it all worthwhile, in my opinion. I love Spider-Man 1 and 2, especially 2 with Venom. Oh my god, it's so
Nobody ever
good.
said being a hero would be easy.
After all, you know the mark of a great Spider-Man game? That's right, it really makes you feel like Spider-Man, which is easier said than done. So join me for a look back at some of the best, worst, and weirdest Spider-Man video games of all time.
It's a very delicate balance to try and mimic the comics of Spider-Man, because, like, the world is happy to see Spider-Man. They don't know about Peter Parker. And Peter Parker has his own subset of problems. Like, we all know fucking Spider-Man. Like, if you don't know Spider-Man, then quit living under a damn rock. Why am I explaining this? Bro, I gotta
the first Spider-Man video game, but the first video game based on any Marvel character came swinging into stores in 1982.
Is this more action than even Spider-Man can handle?
A vertical action scroller, Spidey had to scale a building to defeat the Green Goblin and defuse his super bomb, fighting goons and defusing several
That looks like shit!
regular bombs along the way.
Yo! People actually grew up playing this? And you know what's sad is they say the same thing about my games now, too.
The games of this era, it's quaint and rudimentary to look at today, but it was a simpler time, and amazingly, the entire game was developed in just 6 months by a sole programmer from Parker Brothers' budding video game division, Laura Nikolic. Nikolic had complete creative control and received no input whatsoever from anyone at Marvel, which is pretty wild when you consider the amount of stakeholders the property has in 2026 across comics, movies, shows, and games. However, that's not to say nobody at Marvel was interested in the burgeoning video game industry, and a few years later, Spidey's next interactive outing came in the form of Quest Probe, featuring Spider-Man. Quest Probe was a series of text adventures developed in collaboration between Marvel Comics and adventure game pioneer Scott Adams. Not the Dilbert guy, a different one. Quest Probe featuring Spider-Man also featured some great illustrations, courtesy of Marvel Comics veteran Al Milgrom, which were a good way to offset the entirely text-based gameplay that was arguably less visually interesting than the comic books it was attempting to gamify. While the first Spider-Man game was
so it took like the comics and it like digitalized them. Yo, what?
Action.
That's
the second one was
cool.
mostly story. The Wall Crawler's third outing tried to
It's ancient technology, long not sought after, but it's cool.
difference. The Amazing Spider-Man and Captain America in Dr. Doom's Revenge saw the two superpowered New Yorkers fighting a rogues gallery of D and C-list supervillains. While it's cool as a precursor to some great Marvel fighting games yet to come, the game otherwise just sucks. Awful hit detection, repetitive combat, and the baffling choice to have full-color UI but barely legible black and white gameplay were memorably bad enough that 12 years after it came out, Computer Gaming World ranked it 27th in the 50 worst games of all time, or at least that had been released prior to November 1996 when the article was published. All other gripes aside,
one of the 50 worst games of all time, bro. Your UI is so bad. It got ranked one of the 50 worst games ever made. Oh my god!
Pointed out the fundamentally bad design choice that a video game starring an acrobatic superhero who climbs buildings and swings through the air was limited to horizontal scrolling gameplay. Hey, want to hear something weird? The first genuinely good video game to feature Spider-Man wasn't actually a Spider-Man game, and rather than letting you control the friendly neighborhood do-gooder, you had to kill him. Oh wait, it gets weirder. In the original release of The Super Shinobi, aka Revenge of Shinobi, Spider-Man shows up as a boss encounter. This would be surprising enough on its own, but halfway through, after taking—
What? That's kind of jacked up, bro. Like, dude, you trying to kill Spider-Man?
Damage, he transforms into Batman? In-universe, this is actually—
Bro, what the fuck is going on in here, bro? This is like some kind of parallel fucking—
actually supposed to be a shapeshifter named Metamorpher who has complete and utter disregard for intellectual property law. In our universe, some changes did have to be made. Weirdly, Marvel was—
Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter, DC? Y'all can't do it right, so y'all acting like Nintendo now? Y'all mad that somebody played the game, made the game better? What's wrong with you?
Was okay with Spider-Man showing up and gave
That's
Sega
un-American
the official license. However, they had
DC.
a few notes on Spider-Man's design and some issues with the fact that he transforms into their main competitor's most iconic comic book vigilante. In a later release of the game, rather than shape-shifting, Spider-Man would just tag Batman in, but apparently somebody at DC said something, so a version after that was released where Batman is just replaced with a knockoff of Devilman.
It's Marvel Comics' Amazing Spider-Man like you've never seen him before.
During the 16-bit era, Spider-Man starred in a lot of beat-em-ups, usually with some light platforming, as well as some platformers where you stop jumping around occasionally to beat some people up. One of the most notable ones is Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin, which was released for Master System, Genesis/Mega Drive, and Sega CD. None of these games are what you'd call great, but they at least seem to be trying to make the player feel like Spider-Man, and in the Mega Drive version, Peter Parker too. In all versions, Spider-Man does some authentic Spider-Man-ly stuff, such as climb walls and swing from webbing. On Mega Drive, however, there was a photography mechanic that let Spidey capture key moments in-game that would earn his alter ego some money from the Daily Bugle, which could then be used to buy web fluid refills. It might not have been a massive open-world recreation of New York like we'd see in later games, but Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin's levels did have a real sense of place and scale compared to the earlier outings. Thanks to a non-linear structure and an overworld map, Spider-Man was allowed to go back to Peter's
actually has an overworld map. Look at that. You know, for its time, this was revolutionary. That's really fucking cool. Like, what? Get out of here, man. That's insane. There's even little tram systems. Look at that.
For a bit, but not for too long because Kingpin was holding the city hostage with a nuclear bomb and Spider-Man only has 24 hours to disarm it, and for
there was also one that I played that was like the joystick version, right? It came on like that old school like I don't know what it was, but there was like an era in like the 2000s to like 2012, I think, where like those like joystick games with like the 250,000 games or whatever on it, dude, they were trying to push those real hard, and my mom managed to snag one that was like a Spider-Man joystick one, right? And the game on it really sucked. It really sucked. It was terrible.
And the timer speeds up when he's at home.
Peter, what are you going to do?
Really though, that's underselling the plot, which is totally bonkers, especially in the Sega CD version thanks to its fully voice-acted animated cutscenes, which are an absolute feast for the senses.
Officer, that nice young man in the long underwear saved my purse and all my money.
Anyway, Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, buys up airtime on the evening news to tell the citizens of New York City that Spider-Man stole a nuclear bomb and he's going to use it to blow up the city in 24 hours. But don't worry, because Fisk is offering a reward for his capture.
He has planted a bomb that will explode in exactly 24
What is
hours.
this animation? This is the most cursed animation I've ever seen. I could send this to my enemies, and I feel like it would be a worse pain than death. What is this animation, bro?
24 hours. But
oh my
don't
god,
worry,
this animation.
Fisk is offering a reward for his capture.
He has planted.
Dude, a GIF of this, like if you made a GIF out of this animation, it would be a war crime in like 7 countries.
A bomb.
Like, oh my god, what is this?
Exactly 24 hours, destroying the entire
It froze.
city.
I certainly never did that.
This already sounds like 2 completely separate half-baked schemes, but it gets even more convoluted. This bomb, which of course the Kingpin is actually in possession of, can only be defused using keys which have been distributed among Spider-Man's deadliest enemies.
Is this what you came for,
The Hobgoblin is so weird to me. I wasn't a big like reader of Spider-Man comics, right? That wasn't my thing. My thing was like Spawn, because I saw the original movie of Spawn and I fell in love with it. And dude, the stories, oh my god, the stories that McFarlane has come up with, oh my god, they're so good. Anyway, the Hobgoblin is weird. I don't even know the backstory of the Hobgoblin, and I barely see him in anything at all, really. I mean, he was kind of referenced and used a little bit in one of the recent movies, I think. But the Hobgoblin to me is really weird. I'm used to the Green Goblin. That's the guy that I see a lot of. I don't know who the Hobgoblin is.
Spider-Man then has to go and fight the bad guys to get the keys, but halfway through all of that, Kingpin sends Venom to kidnap Mary Jane, who he then holds hostage in his lair, dangling her over a vat of acid. So, like,
I've
what's
actually read 5 times more Venom comics than I have Spider-Man comics. I love Venom. I love the Venom universe. Y'all don't know nothing about the King in Black. I know y'all don't. There's no way. Now, some of y'all might know something about the King in Black or about Noel, but y'all really don't. Y'all really don't.
Kingpin's goal here, to make other people capture Spider-Man, to lure Spider-Man to his lair to kill him personally, to kill Spider-Man's wife, or to blow up New York City, where he lives and operates a vast criminal underworld. All of it seems like it'd be bad for everyone involved.
Sounds like a plan. Can I bring you back a hot dog?
I'd say yes, but you won't be coming back.
Well, regardless of the desired or undesired outcome, the Sega CD version of this game features multiple fully animated endings. In the
You got a fucking promo poster? I'm jealous, bro. Bro, I would pay good money for that.
One, Spider-Man saves the day, disarms the bomb, rescues MJ, and clears his name, causing J. Jonah Jameson moderate frustration because the Daily Bugle has to reprint the cover story.
Spider-Man's innocent.
What? No!
To give you guys an idea, hold on. I present to you the holy verse. McFarlane, he cometh, he giveth, our great Lord and Savior. This is the spinoff. Hold on. So, so this is the kind of book that I read, right? I have like 9 of these. Like, to give you an idea of how thick this shit is, it's thick, boy. That's a thick mug. Right? And this is Compendium 3. I've got 7. And then I've also got the and then this, there are 2 detectives in it that break off into Sam and Twitch, which is this. And if you like murder mystery with like some Spawn-esque nature to it, oh my god, the twists and turns that I have read in some of the stories in this will have you like, dude, they'll have you on the edge of your seat, more so than any movie. W. McFarlane. Oh, these are heavy.
In another ending, Kingpin kills Spider-Man and MJ by dumping them into a vat of acid. And in still another, Spider-Man beats the Kingpin and disarms the bomb, but MJ still gets melted in the vat and Spider-Man is left widowed? What the f***? But wait, there are not 1 but 2 endings that result in Spider-Man in police custody, one of which is the result of losing a pinball minigame, and of course, if you run out of time, New York City gets nuked.
So it's timed. Bro, I'm so happy that I live in the day and age where games got rid of timers. Timers for games were so fucking annoying. I'm so happy that gaming completely got away from timers altogether. It's so unrealistic and it's so crap. And that's the one time you'll hear me ever advocate for realism in games. Ever.
Even if you owned this game growing up, it's quite possible you never saw any of that. It was brutally difficult, as was customary at the time, to really make players feel like they were getting their money's worth. And that level of challenge didn't necessarily hurt sales. One developer later claimed that 2 out of 3 Mega Drive owners also bought a copy of Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin, and it was so commercially successful that it convinced Marvel to let Sega keep making games featuring their characters.
That was Sega? Sega made this! No shot! We could have lived in a universe where Sega made Spider-Man? What?
Presumably, as long as they didn't turn him into Batman for no apparent reason. Marvel's licensing deal with Sega was far from exclusive. Licensed game publishing powerhouse, aka shovelware factory LJN, was hard at work churning out Spider-Man games for every platform. Spider-Man: Return of the Sinister Six was released in 1990.
You guys would be surprised how many games and media over the years have barely been managed to scrape by and have become like cult classics. There are so many movies that if you look into what almost happened, like it would have changed the course of what felt like the entire reality, straight up. Like movies that were like, for example, Rocky. Rocky almost didn't make it. The original one with Sylvester Stallone, right? Well, most of them have Sylvester Stallone, but
2 for
you know
NES,
what I mean.
Master System, and Game Gear, a straightforward action platformer that did a decent job capturing the thrill of doing flips and punching street-level goons so hard they explode into chunks. As the title alludes to, there are 6 main antagonists, each with their own dedicated level and boss fight. However, in the NES version, Spider-Man had just 1 life and 1 continue, while each boss had multiple health bars. Thankfully, Sega versions were slightly easier. And also, Spider-Man turned into Batman. No, I'm just kidding, he didn't do that. While Return of the Sinister Six was loosely based on the comic run of the same name, it probably made some people think the video game was a sequel to some other game that introduced the Sinister Six, which it wasn't. Even more confusing was Spider-Man and X-Men in Arcade's Revenge, which sounds like the sequel to a hit arcade game. In reality, it's an original console game that pits Spidey and Xavier's gifted youngsters against Arcade, a C-tier villain.
You know what would be really fun? So they need to finish Wolverine. They need to put that out, right? They need to put Wolverine out. And then they need to make a Deadpool game, right? And they need to put that out. That's a lot like Wolverine. And once they do that, they need to bring Spider-Man, Wolverine, Venom, and Deadpool into one game and make it to where it's Grand Theft Auto 5 style, where you can where you switch in between the different characters at different points to stop like a worldwide annihilation event. That would be one hell of a game. That would be awesome.
Is a regular man who periodically kidnaps some of the most powerful heroes
Or make like
in the
an
Marvel
X-Men game that does the same kind of mechanic.
universe.
Tired of the same old fun and games? Welcome, Spider-Man X-Men, to the video game ride of your lives.
In the comics, this sadistic nerd's high-tech carnival games have regularly given Omega-level mutants and literal gods a run for their money. So in that sense, Arcade's Revenge really did make you feel like Spider-Man. Just Spider-Man while he's being tormented by a psychopathic carny who acts like Jigsaw and looks like Carrot Top working at an ice cream parlor. One Marvel character who blew up big time in the 90s, as we all know, was Venom. And one ambitious game set out to do something that had never even been attempted before.
Spawn's not part of Marvel.
Really make you feel like Spider-Man and also feel like Venom, and that game was Maximum Carnage.
Maximum Carnage.
Maximum Carnage was released in 1990.
I liked the first two Creed movies. From what I hear, the third one, the last one that came out, didn't have Stallone in it. I won't watch it if it doesn't have Stallone. Anything that doesn't have Stallone in it, whenever it comes to Rocky and Creed, I'm not going to watch it. I refuse. I do think that there's a little bit of wokeism whenever it comes to the Creed, when it comes to the actual actor of Creed, but I do like that it's Apollo's son. I like the story that they built Creed around. I do. I think it's really fucking good. And if you, them bringing back the Russian, that was a W. I do think that like to see the Russian's life and how things went downhill for him after he got beat by Rocky. That was, dude, like that was good. I'm sorry, like I can't hate on it. I enjoyed every single one up to Creed 2. I didn't watch the third one because I knew that Stallone wasn't in it.
Before retelling the issues of the 14-issue crossover event that took place across multiple Marvel titles the year before. Of course, since it was a beat-em-up, it predominantly focused on the events involving Spider-Man.
Damn, that had Doppelganger in it? Really? That really had Doppelganger in it?
That took place across multiple Marvel titles.
So Hobgoblin and Doppelganger are like weird as shit. See, that's not Spider-Man, that's Doppelganger. I don't know what the hell this thing is. I don't even know this thing's backstory. I've only seen it in one other comic, and Spider-Man just beat the shit out of it, and that was it. I have no idea the backstory of Doppelganger at all.
The year before. Of course, since it was a beat-em-up, it predominantly focused on the events involving Spider-Man and Venom walking around beating people up. Despite the primary selling point being its dual protagonists, Maximum Carnage's maximum number of players was 1. Maximum Carnage did receive a sequel a year later in Separation Anxiety, which allowed for co-op but otherwise paled in comparison to its predecessor. It probably didn't help that by 1995 the market was pretty saturated with Spider-Man games.
Hey, that's the year I was born! Hooray!
Anxiety was the 10th Spider-Man game released in half as many years, and there were still more to come, at least partly thanks to the success of Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Now we're getting into my territory, bro. Now we getting into my territory. Ooh, let's go!
Debuted on Fox Kids in late 94.
Yes! I was that Spider-Man that I watched a little bit of at my grandmother's, and the one with the, I don't know if it was a black spider suit, but it had like the webbing underneath right here on both sides. I don't know what Spider-Man that is, but that one. And then I had the original Batman, the one that got the, it was the Frost or Frieza guy. Apparently that got an either a nomination or an award for its story. And the other one that was like skinny Batman, right? The one that was like super young, skinny, and he had like, he didn't have the like chonkiness of the normal Batman. He had like the red bat symbol on his chest.
The animated series got a video game.
I remember that.
It's definitely not a great video game, and it commits the same offenses as countless other 16-bit licensed games. It's an uninspired side-scroller that artificially pads out what would be a short experience with cheaply cranked-up difficulty, which is further
blood from Peter and injected it. Oh, so maybe he should have done that.
Compounded by imprecise combat, platforming, and controls. However, the worst crime this game commits is its soundtrack, which is above and beyond some of the worst music of all time in a video game or otherwise. The theme song for the animated series is already a tad grating.
Morning, Magic Man.
Through the farty, crunchy little Sega Genesis sound chip, it sounds like a dot matrix printer arguing with a circular saw while a robot tries to...
Yo, that's how all those consoles sounded. Bro, I remember opening up the PlayStation 2 port, and I would just hear, and I'm like, I'm sorry! Oh God! What did I do? I'm so sorry! Yo, I kid you not, because, like, I put this version of, like, a PlayStation 1 game into my PlayStation 2 console, right? And it had, like, the pop port on it. And it started playing, and then, like, I started hearing this, because, like, the disc, like, skin or decal that was on it was coming up. And I guess whenever I put it in, it completely came up. And I stopped it, and then the disc stopped, but then I heard, and I'm like, oh, shit! What?
The theme song for the animated series is already a
I was looking at this thing, and it's going, the little eye sensor's going, clack, 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 and I'm like, ah! How do I make it stop? I unplugged it. That, like, instant panic, I was like, oh no!
When played through the farty, crunchy little Sega Genesis sound chip, it sounds like a dot matrix printer arguing with a circular saw while a robot tries to intervene by yelling incoherently about radioactive spider blood.
I was about ready to make a deal with the devil.
Somehow, the music for the Funhouse level is much worse.
Bro. Oh, man.
However, if we're celebrating the weirdest noises to come out of an officially licensed game based on Spider-Man the Animated Series, that incredibly specific honor goes to the Spider-Man Cartoon Maker. Not technically a game, but a profoundly janky piece of vaguely educational PC software that let users tell their own stories. I can only speak from my own experience, but most of my original stories revolved around the Kingpin farting so much he exploded. Or J. Jonah Jameson walking into traffic and exploding. Or so many Venoms being on screen at once that the cops show up and then everyone explodes. No matter how weird aspiring animators got with the Cartoon Maker, the results somewhat resembled the original cartoon. The same can't be said for the bizarre PC game Spider-Man: The Sinister Six. Clearly, a lot of work was put into the rotoscoped animation, which looks somewhere between an Adult Swim show and an anti-sexual harassment training video.
Don't feel bad. He hates everyone.
I think I'm going to have to learn.
What the fuck is this animation? Oh, God. Bro, this is like... Oh, God.
A little bit more about good old Chippy.
A Spider-Man adventure game.
I bet you will. I bet you learn a lot about good old Chippy, don't you? Does that make you feel good?
Game is a great idea, but this one was unfortunately punctuated by some almost unplayably bad action sequences.
Yo, what is that?
Time from the ratings board.
Oh,
this
God.
show has been canceled.
If there's a missing link in the...
Man, there were some wires disconnected. Why does that... Dude, so why the fuck does that Spider-Man look like it has an upside-down cross on his chest? What is this, Satan Man? Like, what the fuck is this?
The evolution of console gaming,
His powers weaken when the crosses are right side up. Quickly turn him upside down!
That'd be Sega's 32X. This vestigial half measure of a console was an add-on to the Genesis released in 1994, meant to give the 16-bit hardware a little more oomph until the Sega Saturn arrived, which it did a year later, making the 32X immediately seem like an obsolete stopgap. The best time to release a 32X game would be never, but if there's a worse time, it's in 1996, a year after the Sega Saturn hit store shelves, which
and
is
you know what really hurts my soul? Is you know that there is somebody that disagrees with him.
Time, it's in 1996, a year
Bro, there
after
could be... Never mind.
Sega Saturn hit store shelves, which is exactly when Spider-Man Web of Fire came out. Developed by Blue Sky, the studio behind Vector Man, Web of Fire was a similarly fast-paced action platformer. From a distance, it's barely distinguishable from the majority of other Spider-Man games released that decade. A couple things that make it stand out are its esoteric villains. A group called the New Enforcers consisting of Dragon Man, Eel, Thermite, Blitz, Super Adaptoid, and Vanisher. Some of those names likely ring a bell for comic fans, but for some perspective, between the MCU...
I have no idea who the fuck those are. I've never heard those names before in my entire life.
X-Men movies and everything in between, including all
I
7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the only one of these characters to make a live-action appearance yet is Vanisher, although appearance is maybe the wrong word, since he's only actually visible for about 2 seconds, getting electrocuted in Deadpool 2, played by Brad Pitt.
Really? All right.
Anyway, the only thing more obscure than this game's bad guys is the game itself. It was the final game released for the 32X exclusively in North America after Sega had already announced the system's discontinuation, so Web of Fire has since become quite a sought-after collectible for weirdos. Just the cartridge will easily sell
oh
for
my
$500.
God! Holy shit! That's really $1,600? Bro! In what world?
And copies that still have the box and manual go for 2 to 3 times that price all the time.
Last time I checked, I was Spider-Man.
As we swung into a whole new millennium, Spider-Man swung into a whole
this is
new
the one I
dimension,
played.
The third dimension. Spider-Man's next game was developed by...
Yep, this is the one I played. This is the one I played. There are like metal suits in certain levels that you can get that make you a little bit tougher.
Neversoft, a studio hot off the success of another game about an animal-themed superhuman, namely the Birdman, aka Tony Hawk. With Spider-Man, they set out to revolutionize wall crawling and web slinging.
Bro, I hated this level.
The same way they had skateboarding. The boxy, low-poly graphics might be dated, but the mechanics were groundbreaking and
this game, it was fun if you could get... that's what a lot of the difficulty for older games came in actually just trying to play the damn game. Like, I kid you not. Like, we had it tough growing up, man. We were in the trenches, bro. We were the experimental people, right, in 95. Oh my God, dude, the games that came out that were just so hard to play just because of how, like, mechanically unfriendly they were. Oh my God.
Solid foundation for all future Spider-Man games.
Our tolerance for bullshit is way too high.
As IGN's 9 out of 10 review put it, this game makes you feel like Spider-Man. Activision's first Spider-Man...
Yes, the sewer where you had to fight the creatures. The first time I fought the creature, it scared me.
Game for
I wasn't
PS1
expecting
and
it.
64 Dreamcast was a step
It was
towards
also
shedding the
like
bad
6.
reputation the license had earned from the dozens of crappy games in years prior. However, the handheld version was less of a leap forward. Developed by Vicarious Visions for Game Boy Color, the technical limitations posed the same challenges faced by the 8 and 16-bit consoles. Still, this little game explored an idea that would eventually become integral to Spider-Man games, an open world. It's not immediately apparent at this resolution or in 2D, but the Game Boy Color version featured a large overworld that branched off into 6 other areas which players could tackle in whatever order they wanted. A year later, Vicarious Visions would tackle a sequel to Neversoft's console game with Enter Electro, but its launch was unfortunately timed. It was released on PS1 the very same week that Grand Theft Auto 3 hit PlayStation 2, when millions of gamers were much more focused on committing crime than fighting it. The following summer, Spider-Mania was in full effect following Sam Raimi's seminal super...
Man, I grew up with these movies. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire, bro, will always be my Spider-Man. I'm sorry, that's just a fact of the matter. That is just how it is, brother.
Hero flick, which brought with it a deluge of merchandise.
And you know there's actually back lore to this? Apparently, out of the 3 Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire is the strongest. Tobey Maguire is the strongest because, number 1, he's the only one with organic web shooters. And number 2, because he's had the hardest life out of all 3. That's what I've heard. Now, I've heard this, okay? So take it with a grain of salt. But I've heard that because of the shit that Tobey Maguire's been through, not only mentally but physically, through his Spider-Man arc, it makes him stronger of the 3.
Merchandise and officially licensed product tie-ins. And amidst the action figures, Pop-Tarts, and the very first ever superhero
I think
Lego
he's
set,
also older than all 3, than the other 2, right?
Was a whole new generation of Spider-Man video game.
Wouldn't it be great if you could go big?
And you have to keep in mind that also Tobey Maguire is the only Spider-Man that had the, like, somewhat happy ending. Because in the other one, what is it? It's not, Gwen dies, and then the one after that, Peter seeks out Doctor Strange, and everybody forgets about him, though hopefully it gets fixed in the new Spider-Man. But Tobey had to do everything himself. He didn't have anybody else. Everything centered and was that Spider-Man. So he had to not only rise to the occasion, he had to surpass it for everybody else's sake.
On the movie. Welcome to Spider-Man, the game.
The console versions developed by Treyarch took full advantage of the increased horsepower of the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Despite the fact that a seasoned player could beat the game in slightly more time than it takes to sit through the movie it was based on, the devs managed to squeeze in a bunch of extra villains who hadn't yet appeared in live action. In addition to Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Spider-Man also tussled with Shocker, the Scorpion, Vulture, and if you had the Xbox version, also Kraven the Hunter. And yet again, the full-size...
Why is that an Xbox exclusive feature? God damn it, Xbox!
Console game had a handheld counterpart, but Digital Eclipse's pocket-sized platformer for the Game Boy Advance held its own. Instead of attempting to ape the film's realism, it leaned heavily into the comic book aesthetic instead, punctuating its punches with brightly colored bursts of onomatopoeia text. Sam Raimi's second Spider-Man film would refine and expand on what made the first installment so great, and Treyarch would follow suit with the official video game of Spider-Man 2. The console versions are considered by many to be the best Spider-Man game to date.
Oh, I've seen somebody play this.
Tie-ins of all time. Obviously, crime fighting was a priority, but other aspects of Peter Parker's life were gamified, whether that was snapping photos for the Daily Bugle on a tight deadline.
I don't pay you for your opinion, Parker. I pay you for photos.
Taking Mary Jane on dates, delivering pizza to make rent.
Bro, we got to acknowledge that audio. You see, in back in those days, if you didn't have good acting, you had somebody that could manipulate that audio to sound more exacerbated.
Pay you for photos.
Taking Mary Jane on dates, delivering pizza to make rent, or even retrieving lost balloons for distraught children. Best of all, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man was no longer relegated to one level-based neighborhood at a time.
Damn, that looks
Spider-Man
crazy.
2's open-world version of Manhattan a blast to
Bro,
explore,
you can see the console trying to keep up with how fast he is moving.
Dramatic traversal
he
made
like
it a joy
vanishes
that
at some point to the swinging animation.
Relegated to one level-based neighborhood at a time.
Hello, you see that? He vanished mid-animation.
Spider-Man was no longer relegated to one level-based neighborhood.
He's just gone, bro. Like, what the fuck?
At a time. Not only was Spider-Man 2's open-world version of Manhattan a blast to explore, but the acrobatic traversal made it a joy to just swing around aimlessly. PC gamers often get subpar ports of console games, but they're usually the same games, just poorly optimized or maybe a buggy mess. In the case of Spider-Man...
That's one of the reasons why I don't really buy PC games on launch. I have never had a good experience from buying a PC game at launch.
PC players got an entirely different game, which not only wasn't open world, it couldn't even swinging. Players had to use the mouse cursor to target individual nodes to latch onto, which, I hate to say it, doesn't really make you feel like Spider-Man. In between movie tie-ins, Activision spun up a comic book tie-in instead. Released in 2005, Ultimate Spider-Man was set in Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley's rebooted universe, fitting neatly into the timeline between issues 85 and 86.
This looks like one of those live-action movie
neatly
games.
If you hand-wave some slight continuity errors, like Silver Sable completely forgetting Spider-Man's secret identity, despite the fact that she fought him out of his costume, and that the other events of the game were then loosely retold.
Bro, what is that fucking version of Peter Parker? Holy God, bro's got the lips from Sandman in Maguire's universe. What is that?
Dozen issues later. Nerdy nitpicks aside, Ultimate Spider-Man was a really cool idea executed well, and its cel-shaded visuals offered a much more faithful interpretation of that source material than the movie-inspired game's attempt at photorealism. But a year later, Spidey would soon be swinging across the uncanny valley with ease thanks to the increased horsepower of a new generation of consoles, most notably the PlayStation 3. Which used the same font as the Spider-Man movies. What's up with that?
Really?
Okay, so why did the PlayStation 3 logo use the Spider-Man font? Well, short answer, because it looked cool. Slightly longer answer, because Sony Computer Entertainment and PlayStation godfather Ken Kutaragi thought it looked cool. And also felt that the curved letters matched the new console's sleek form factor,
right,
just as the blocky letters of the PS2 logo matched the previous console's angular silhouette. It was also good brand synergy since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films were distributed by Sony Pictures, but the reality is the Spider-Man font was designed almost a decade before the first film came out, and by the time the PlayStation 3 was unveiled, it had also been used on the poster for Equilibrium, marketing materials for Janet Jackson's 1998 Velvet Rope World Tour, and the cover of the Smashing Pumpkins single for 1979. So the real question shouldn't be, why did the PS3 use the Spider-Man font?
So that means that Sony developed that font. That's insane.
But rather, why did Spider-Man use the Animorphs font?
All I know is, now I'm an Animorph.
Anyway, a year after the third PlayStation console launch, Sam Raimi's third Spider-Man movie arrived. Both were riding high on the success of their predecessor, but despite their shiny new exterior redesigns, both suffered from having overcomplicated innards with too many moving parts. Over time, game devs did amazing things with the PS3's complex cell architecture, and Spider-Man 3's quirks earned it a cult following. But sadly, the official Spider-Man 3 video game tie-in face-planted harder than a failed QuickTime.
Oh, yes. Oh, dude. Dude, I know this scene. Oh my god.
Spider-Man 3 video game tie-in face-planted harder than a failed QuickTime event. You know, aside from having some...
The best part is how easy it is to fuck that up, too. I watched a friend play that scene, and he just kept face-planting, bro. He must have face-planted like 30 times before he switched controllers.
Harder than a failed QuickTime event.
I'm going to die!
You know, aside from having some truly hilarious results for failed QuickTime events.
Oh!
Around this time, Activision's business model was to annualize every game franchise it could. The Spider-Man film franchise had become thoroughly entangled in development hell, and with no blockbuster movies to pull from, the publisher was forced to get creative in order to have a new Spider-Man game on store shelves every holiday season. Friend or Foe borrowed character designs from the Raimiverse, but featured an original story that involved Spider-Man befriending his worst enemies to team up against bigger threats, which was an endearingly wholesome mechanic in the wake of Tobey Maguire's recent edgelord phase.
Look at little Goblin Jr.
That's not Toby's fault. What do you mean? He's an actor, bro. That's the writer. That's why are we blaming actors for this shit?
Gonna cry?
Web of Shadows expanded on this team-up mechanic in a slightly more serious way, introducing a...
I'm not gonna lie, I actually I thought that Tobey Maguire in the third Spider-Man was really ruthless. I kind of really liked that version of him, because it shows that he finally has the ability to overpower everyone he meets, and then he abuses it, which shows his humanism. And then he eventually learns from it and decides that he no longer wants to do it because he can't control himself.
Gonna cry?
Web of Shadows expanded on this team-up mechanic
I think that it's very humanizing of him, honestly.
In a more serious way, introducing a morality system that would determine who wanted to team up with Spidey. If he maintained his friendly neighborhood good guy image, he'd get help from Luke Cage, Wolverine, and Moon Knight, but if he indulged the symbiote suit's desire to break bad, he would find himself hanging out with the wrong crowd like Electro or the Rhino. In 2010, Shattered Dimensions scrapped the tried-and-true open-world structure for a more linear progression, but made up for it by ambitiously featuring 4 playable Spider-Men from 4 alternate continuities. Written by longtime Spidey scribe Dan Slott, Shattered Dimensions is actually the first major piece of media to explore the Spider-Verse concept. Slott was behind the Spider-Verse crossover event in the comics 4 years later, which would in turn become the basis for the animated Spider-Verse films and a central plot point in the live-action MCU ones. Shattered Dimensions' immediate follow-up was Edge of Time, which paled in comparison by featuring 50% less Spider-Men, focusing solely on the amazing Peter Parker.
Let's move on from this. We're kind of eating through time like crazy now. We're not gonna do that. I didn't plan on doing the review thing for Splatoon. Once I saw the Spider-Man thing, I was like, I don't think we're gonna be able to do that, but that's fine. We're gonna move on from the gaming section. Let's see. 920. Is the Odyssey good? What do we got? 1, 2. You know what? Let's do a daily dose of the internet. There's no reason to skip out on it. We'll do one daily dose. It's 8 minutes. We can spare us some 8 minutes. At least the older ones are. Bro, we're so far back now. I might just have to drop to 1 a day so that way I don't burn through all of them. I don't know how many he has on his channel. He's only got, let me see, how many does he have? Oh, he's got 1,000 videos. We should be good for a while. But I still don't want to burn through all of them, right? We saw that one. I don't really care about the nature ones. Truck driver. Here we go.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. I found this guy with really stretchy skin.
That is creepy. Bro, could you imagine this dude trying to shave? You're like, man, I can't get this spot. Proceeds to tear skin off of face. Bro, does that, like, if he stretches his skin out and he, like, nicks it with a razor, does it, like, automatically go all the way through? Like, I'm so curious.
This dog didn't realize that it was right in the middle of a racetrack, but got super lucky.
Oh! The hand of God was over that one. I thought the dog was donezo, bro. I really thought the dog was done. That's fun.
This elephant mom was able to save her baby from drowning.
There he goes. Come on. Go.
This food delivery robot got stuck on the train tracks.
Oh, he's gonna crush it. Oh, he's gonna crush it. Yes. Yes. Boom. Yo, that robot got absolutely obliterated. Yo, Wally said he didn't want to live anymore. Oh, damn.
Got a lot of snow.
Oh, jeez. Bro. Bro, this guy running through these trees. I have seen so many trees snap, so many branches snap from just like barely tugging on it. This dude running through these trees like it's a normal day in the Amazon forest. Like, what? And none of these branches are snapping. The hell's going on in this place, bro? The cat fell out of nowhere. What the?
20 push-ups every day. Let's see how this goes.
Can you record the start of my workout progress?
Oh.
I guess if you arrange 4 computer screens together like this, you get a really cool visual.
That's cool. Huh.
On Mario Kart race.
There are too many big people in these little cars, man. This is why we get laughed at as Americans. Oh! I think the guy driving this thing, the bigger one, is definitely smarter. In the instance of this, I would say bigger is better. Because, like, it's way harder to, like, knock you off and stuff, right?
This dog is so spoiled that it refused to eat the chicken that isn't seasoned.
I'm gonna give him Costco chicken again.
Costco chicken, that shit is so bad, dude. That is terrible for your dog. Costco chicken.
And then I'm gonna give him the cooked chicken.
Nope. Nope. Damn, just got humiliated by the cat, bro. Didn't even take you serious.
Because only one person wanted to shake his hand at church.
Peace be with you.
Hello again.
Peace be with you.
This naked cat wanted to warm up by the heater.
Навалом. Это вам делать нечего. С ТикТока не вылазите, ни с лайков.
How the hell that? Oh! Cat's like, no, don't eat me.
A squirrel decided to fill all the holes in this tree with acorns.
Oh my gosh.
What an elite
Bro, that is like a treasure tree.
storage system. Check it out.
If I'm not mistaken, the holes that are drilled into this tree are probably done by woodpeckers, right? And then I guess the squirrel came along and just filled up all the holes with the acorns.
They're acorns.
That's insane.
In a pine tree.
Быстро выключи воду.
Houston, we have a problem. Mistakes have been made. Are you gonna help him, or are you gonna sit there and watch this, bro?
여기 찍고 구멍 뚫고 구멍에 넣고 쭉 빼서.
Look at that.
됐다. 나비다.
What? That's the cool. Wait, what? That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
구멍에 넣고 구멍 뚫고 구멍에 넣고.
I've actually never seen these leaves before.
빼서. 됐다. 나비다. 나비.
This truck driver forgot to lower down their bed.
Oh no.
So I guess cows are smart enough to know how to use tools.
Yo. That cat does not look impressed.
This whale gave birth to an albino whale. This dog has some incredible ball skills.
What do you do when you just have a dog that loves to hit the ball?
Nothing.
All day.
Bro, he's just having fun. He'll tire himself out.
Effortlessly. She's just to show off.
W dog.
I guess goats are really loud drinkers.
Would be having me some goat meat. Would be putting that bitch on the grill. Having me a big old meal.
This band likes to make music with instruments that they invented.
That's really cool. That's really fucking cool. Yo! Yo! Oh, they've got an old fire alarm bell from like a school. Oh my god, look at that! Like an old school bell.
This ice cream truck was seen floating near a beach in Florida.
Seriously?
This kid met Mariah Carey and nailed this note perfectly.
Guys, do it again! Do it again! Come on, let me taste. Oh, great, right?
Look at this fool. You don't even care. Thanks. You got a kid on your back.
This cat is smart enough.
Yo, W dog, by the way, W dog, that'd be me. I'm not even gonna lie, I'd be riding that dog like a horse.
You don't even care. Thanks. You got a kid
that
on your
looks
back.
like so much fun.
This cat is smart enough to open a window.
看到了吗？你看到了吗？你往我跟自己一样，你往它给拉开了，你往咋这么大？
He loves his pickup so much that he decided to put his pickup in his pickup.
There's one problem with that pickup, though. That's a GMC. Bro, that would make a great Ford commercial.
Your wife and talk it out, and then you know where you're going.
Oh, shit!
Holy Jesus Christ!
This moose.
Bro, what? Bro, there's not even any clouds. There's not even any clouds.
Your wife and talk it out, and then you know where you're going. Holy Jesus Christ!
This moose was very confused when it wandered onto a ski resort.
Yo, I would totally do this. Yes, ferret! Look at that spinny boy! Whee! Bro, ferrets are the most fearless, curious creatures on the planet. Is that supposed to be like bubbles? What is that? Huh. Alright, W Daily Dose of the Internet. Okay, so I'm gonna use the bathroom really quickly, and then we're probably gonna get into... How long are these? Oh, you know what? Nah, we still got plenty of time. Give me a second. Let me use the bathroom real quick. we make. Okay, let's get it. So, let's just say that I haven't heard a single good thing about the Odyssey, and that's not just from, watching a little bit of Asmongold, I'll say that. So, we're about to see how deep the woke hole goes, huh?
The Odyssey. The question, is it any good? The answer, yeah, I'd say it's very good. I don't think...
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on from this video, because Charlie doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, clearly. Alright. Well, good story, bro.
Style rant in a Mao Zedong suit? Oh my god.
No more to the Democrats who compromise, who conciliate, and who betray us. No more to the Democrats who will collaborate and cooperate with the fascists.
I love that this is coming from a guy, because we Googled this yesterday. I love that this is coming from a guy wearing a Mao Zedong suit. What did Mao Zedong do?
Mao Zedong founded the People's Republic of China in 1949, unifying the country and improving literacy. But his policies also caused immense suffering. His economic campaigns, like the Great Leap Forward, led to widespread famine and millions of deaths. The Cultural Revolution caused violence and persecution.
So, let's listen to a guy wearing Mao Zedong that claims to be anti-American, pro-communist, and is representing somebody whose policies led to famine and death and prosecution.
We don't need those Democrats anymore. In fact,
You know, it says never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. This is so bad for the Democrats. The optics of having a guy go up there and do a Hitler...
It doesn't matter. And you know why it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter for the Democrats, the original style Democrats, because Hassan is advocating for the new socialist Democrats. Or Democratic Socialists, right? And for that reason, the Democratic Socialists don't want the same thing that the Democrats do. They want domination. They want communism. That's what they want. And they need to start pushing that.
Style rant in a Mao Zedong suit. Every middle America house, people are going to see this and they're like, well, what the fuck? Get this guy that I thought we got.
There's too many illiterate morons that don't understand what Mao Zedong is. They're too busy being brainwashed. These are the same people that tell you that you should read a book, but really haven't read one themselves. So,
rid of all these guys. Wait, what the hell is this? Get them the fuck out of here.
No, we have a message. We are coming.
What did I say yesterday about this speech? This should concern any American in this country.
Will become undeniable.
Spencer Pratt, this is just as insane as calling Hitler a great leader, except Mao killed even more than the Nazis. This is what's really crazy is that anybody who says
remember
that,
though,
like,
Trump's the fascist, right? He's the Nazi. Didn't you guys know that? Wow. It's kind of surprising that it's surprising to me that the people that were calling Trump a Nazi and a fascist are supporting a guy that supports another guy that led to more deaths than Nazis. Huh. It's almost like radical Islamic terrorism is invading America. Huh.
Hitler was a good leader or something like that, immediately would be deplatformed. Saying Mao Zedong, it's the same thing. I mean, Jesus, this guy killed even more people than Hitler did.
I got stopped by a cop who thought I was like making fun of Mao Zedong, which I never would and never will. Mao Zedong is one of the great leaders of this world, okay? A man who changed the entire...
And you know what's sad? Is that if you say that about somebody... Hold on. Let me take a step back. We all know what Hassan Piker's trying to do by wearing the Mao Zedong suit, right? He is trying to secretly advocate for basically the same thing that Mao Zedong did, right? Only towards Americans and their interests. It's obvious what's going on here, but I'm going to say it, I said it in plain English so that way we can all have an understanding here whenever I say this. If this was Asmongold doing this, it would be an immediate permaban off the site. Without even a question. Same thing with Tectone. Same thing with me. Immediate. Instantaneous. But because they have some friends in high places, it's not. And that's the sad, sick part about it. Instead, they blacklist me. They cap off Asmongold's ability to get more than 40,000 viewers, and they bully Tectone so much that he's forced to stream solely on Kick and upload to YouTube. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Universe.
These people don't hate fascism. They want to be the fascists. They want to be the ones holding the gun, telling you to turn around and face the wall.
As Vietnamese refugee, we have endured suffering under the communist regime, and we believe that...
Okay, fuck you, dude. I mean, seriously, fuck you, old lady. Shut the fuck up, you stupid.
These people, they're actual communist terrorists.
I don't want a Republican to ever win another election ever again. I want no Republican Party.
Left this on Twitter. I'm not a
They're advocating for the abolishment of the Democrats and the Republicans. Every time Hassan says something new, it's leaning more and more towards communism, guys. We already knew where it was going.
The Democratic Party.
I'm not the show.
I don't give a fuck about the Democratic Party. We have to wield them like a weapon. We have to.
Yep, there it is. That's what they're doing. They're systematically or systemically removing the Democrats because the thing is the political party that Hassan, the Democratic Socialist / Communist, they know what Americans want. Everybody knows what Americans want. The Republicans are never going to give it to the Americans. And the Democrats were the only ones that could have, right? They were the only ones that could advocate for universal basic income, universal health care, stuff like that, right? And now, because they outed Bernie Sanders, they're being outed by the new Democratic Socialists. It's kind of funny how no matter how much things change, they always stay the same. What goes around comes around. And now the only thing that the Democrats can do is cry about it because they're being replaced. Because they won't put their ideologies down. And it sucks that we have such a weak Democratic Party because of how they're being taken advantage of with this new Democratic Socialist Party. Because what the Democratic Socialist parties will do is they will advocate for universal basic income. They will advocate for health care for all. They will advocate for some form of good thing, like free buses and in Mamdami's instance, and then they will not fulfill it. If you ask them what they plan on doing to make the free buses or make universal basic health care or make universal basic income or even remotely how they plan on starting that, it will always draw a blank because that's not their goal. Their goal is the opposing, like every one of these Democratic Socialists are a double-edged sword. What it should be is socialist communists. Like let's be honest here.
He just says it. Some Democrats privately disgusted by Hassan Piker but afraid to publicly criticize him, House Democrat claims. Of course.
But what is also true...
Well, they're afraid to criticize him now because the Democratic Socialists have taken over the majority of the Democrats. They don't have a choice. The Democrats are done. They're done. There's not enough of them anymore. It's over for them.
Is that we're a nation of laws. We have borders, and we've got to figure out an immigration policy. You know, we've got to accommodate the reality that the majority of the American people think that there's a difference between somebody who's a U.S. citizen and somebody who's not.
I want to be fucking radically transparent, radically honest. My dreams for Zoran Mamdani is that he utilizes the Democratic Party to build socialism.
The Democratic Party is actually over. It's done, guys.
Yeah, it's
You've
over.
been taken over by foreign communist third worldists that support terrorism. And then the people that aren't like that don't even know what gender they are. Ashley Webb, a transgender Democrat running for the U.S. Senate in Maine, claims he has a monthly period through his rectum.
Well, you should probably get that looked at, dumbass. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a man, and you know you're a man, whether you want to call yourself that or not, and you are bleeding anally once a month, you need to have that looked at because that is a very bad sign of cancer typically. You probably have some kind of cancer and you should go to the doctor and get it looked at. Whether you want to or not, you can be one of those homeostatic, whatever the fuck weirdos that's like, oh, well, the God and herbs will cure my sickness. No, it's not. No, it's not, bro. If that were the case, it would have been cured already. You're stupid. Just go to the hospital, get treatment.
If you have a monthly period as a biological male and you're bleeding out of your ass, you need to schedule an appointment with a GI.
What qualifications do you have to serve in the U.S. Senate?
I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books.
Welcome to the Democrat Party of 2026. You can either vote for Terry Andy or Lilith. There it is.
I believe that was the video that Styx wanted me to see, right? If he's even still here.
The main man, he was Colombian, tried to get his ex-wife to lie for him. Main shooter was a new ICE recruit. Like, there's a whole bunch of articles against the scenario, trying to paint it as a negative light as possible. And I remember when I tried to search main ICE agent Maine, it's all still negative coverage about it, and you don't almost get like.
And the sad part is that this is the reason why my viewership plummeted right here. Whenever you go to Google search and you don't find both sides of the story, that means that it's not just YouTube that is biased. It means that all of Google is biased. You see how there's a shitload about the BBC that I don't even know who the hell this is. Bangor Daily News, the New York Times, it's all biased platforms. CNN.
A very skewed opinion about what happened in Maine. And it's like, okay, so what really happened over there and why are they protesting the senator from Maine, their office?
17 minutes past the hour right now.
I'm sorry, but any platform that's trying to push British broadcasting or BBC, I don't even know what the fuck it stands for. It's been so long since I've actually looked at how, like, what it... Anyway, anything that's trying to push the BBC or BBC News is obviously captured by third world immigrants. I mean, look at the UK, for example, Britain. They are trying to change the algorithm on YouTube to where sites like BBC are automatically at the top over everything else. Because they know that the BBC will spin whatever news they need to in a way that makes the pushback from all the mass influx of immigrants look good. Right? The pushback make it look bad as bad as possible. And that's the issue, is that we've got these weird news stations doing this weird thing with these big companies that are pushing this fake agenda. And that's what it boils down to.
Protests outside the office of Senator Susan Collins after a deadly shooting.
We've got these fake, lying news media stations that have been sued multiple times and lost for, like, causing, especially the BBC. I mean, Trump is suing and or sued the BBC for rewording a speech he gave before the insurrection that turned into the insurrection. I mean,
Maine involving an ICE agent. This is Bedford, where the shooting happened about 25 minutes south of Portland. Our correspondent Alexis McAdams is reporting live here in New York City. She's got the latest details on what is happening there. Alexis?
Yeah, exactly. They said they found meth in the van from the Houston illegal. You'll never see that in the headlines, though.
Hey, Sandra. So as you can see here on your screen, this is a live look at what's going on in Maine. We know federal agents are trying to piece together everything that happened as witnesses tell local media.
And they don't need to know everything that happened. They just know brown person, ICE, let's destroy our community now.
That ICE agents surrounded a car and repeatedly ordered the driver to get out. Then seconds later, we're told they heard gunshots, and it was also captured on surveillance video. Listen to this. Blocked off in Biddeford, Maine, if we want to pull that video up, after the ICE-involved shooting earlier this morning. We are told that the FBI and Maine State Police are working the case.
And you know what's really sick about this? Is because the narrative is being forced to shift to this other aspect of it. Think of it like this. Why is it that Fox is the only one that's staying true to what they think? And all these other ones are shifting as the atmosphere shifts. Right? Think about that. It's based on viewership. That's what it's based on. Like, why are all these other broadcasters up at the top? Why isn't there like a list of them in order? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you get like 3 articles from the BBC, 1 from CNN, and then a couple more from MSNBC? Well, they claim that the algorithm does that, right? Based on search results. But if I go to Fox News on YouTube and I look at vidIQ, it's got the most viewership even from CNN. But now, whenever you look at everything, even on Google, it's shifted completely. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? It's just really interesting to me how all of a sudden a bunch of people just changed their minds on the topic.
Right now, and the feds have not yet said
not just the big like news platforms, not just legacy media, people in general. It's interesting to me how so many of them are now just clicking on CNN instead of going to Fox News. That's weird. Huh.
Who was killed? So we're trying to figure that out. Basically, for people watching wondering what's going on, there's more unanswered questions than we know, and we don't know what led up to the shooting. But hundreds of protesters, this to me...
Let's see what this says. The ICE out, ICE not welcome here. Interesting. Who's going to enforce the ICE ban? And do they have borders now? Do we have borders just from not enforcing the law? And why'd they have to blur out so many of these signs over here? How heinous were these things?
The main story, or
US
probably pretty bad.
They are gathering now near the scene.
No. This is the government, the policies the founders warned us about. I hate the whole like comparison between.
I don't know why people are doing this. I noticed that there was a sarcastic comment. By the way, sarcasm, you can't use sarcasm in text, guys. I don't know where we've managed to get this mental gymnastic that you can use sarcasm in text. You're retarded. Sarcasm, it can be used in text, but it's just not very effective at all. Whenever you think of sarcasm, at least in the time that I grew up, sarcasm was, man, don't you know? Obviously, if you shoot your foot, it doesn't hurt. I mean, we think it hurts. You see how you emphasize that? You emphasize the sarcasm? No, it doesn't hurt. You emphasize the sarcasm. And how do you emphasize sarcasm? You say it. A lot of people learn sarcasm from movies, television, that kind of shit, right? And now they want to type things out and act like it's sarcasm, and it's not. You just sound stupid. Like whenever I see that's one of the reasons why well, not really, no. I stopped looking at comments because I just kept banning people, and it kills the viewership of videos. And that's why I'm like staying away from the comment section altogether now. But what I'm saying is whenever you have somebody that thinks that they're the smartest person in the world trying to act sarcastic in a comment section, and they're like, well, yeah, that's, this is exactly what our founding fathers would think. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know why I say that? You know why I would say that, even if it was a comment towards something else? It's because you can't use sarcasm in text. It doesn't work. So you're agreeing? Yeah, great. I'm happy that you agreed. And like, even if you did that, the only way that you would really tell if it's sarcasm is if you either put it in parentheses or you put quotes, or if you bracket it. And people don't even do that. It makes no sense. I don't know why. I don't know why people try to use sarcasm on the internet via typing. It just doesn't come out right. It doesn't come out right at all. And by the way, this whole bullshit narrative with the founding fathers, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the hell they wanted. Nobody does. You know why? Because they're dead. They set the country up in a way that laws can be changed and the amendments can be amended. That's what they did. Nobody knows what the founding fathers want.
The pioneers, the immigrants that came to America and turned literal dust into civilization, fought off the Indians, went across the Oregon Trail, versus the newcomers that say, I want pocket money, I want free accommodations in the Roosevelt Hotel, EBT cards. I'm not going to learn the language. I'm not going to learn the language that is here, but I am just going to demand that I get all these free accommodations. Not the same thing. You don't know what you're talking about.
Of the shooting, they're
no ICE, no war. Okay, so they got all their leftist talking points put together.
holding signs and they're demanding answers, including this woman. Gathering now near the scene of the shooting, they're holding signs and they're demanding answers, including this.
Oh, this was just profanity. Get the F out. Okay.
This woman.
Murderers, justice. What? Like, what?
I love hearing the opinion from somebody that doesn't even know what fucking gender they are. I love trying to take that person serious. I absolutely love it, guys. I love their talking points. Didn't you know? I love how much they change throughout the day.
Justice. What? Like, what?
I'm disgusted. This is horrible. I mean, the citizens of this country are literally being gunned down in the street.
Maybe don't try to run over police officers. How about that? Do you know how many people are killed every day by police officers?
In the U.S., police officers kill an average of 3 to 4 people daily, which is over 1,300 deaths annually. Approximately 90% of these deaths are caused by firearms.
There you go. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I think the Colombian guy, if I'm not mistaken, had like work privileges here. Like they gave him the right to work here. But the simple fact that you can't run your vehicle into an ICE agent, this is the mentality they have now.
For doing nothing.
But doing nothing again. They know nothing about the case. Too early on. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe she's mistaken. But it's already taken a hardline stance as to it's a tragedy.
And you're not gonna work her out of that position either. She's already made up her mind. She doesn't care about any information that's gonna come out. It's just like Renee Good and Alex Peretti. It's exactly like how they were. 100%.
Passed away. It might end up being a tragedy they passed away. But should you find out they're like the Peretti guy?
Oh yeah,
or
and
they're
then
like
there's also the paid agitators as well. That is also another thing. You're right, Mark.
Girl.
Morning, Lisa.
If they took direct place,
Jimmy,
direct action that
Morning,
caused their
T-Money.
untimely demise, will she come back around and say, you know what, I support ICE now? Or would you say, you know what, I don't care about the actual truth of the matter. I still have already made my decision.
For the color of their skin.
Again, just because you can't tell us apart, the law-abiding brown people and the people actually attacking ICE officers.
I knew that was gonna happen too. I knew I was gonna look over and see I could fix her. I knew I just like I felt it in my soul like a spidey sense, bro.
Doesn't
I
mean
knew
that
I
we
was
got
gonna
the
see
trait
it.
from the same. I can identify there's a bunch of Koreans that look a lot like me that are defrauding the American people in New York City. I think they're horrendous people, but you probably couldn't tell the difference between me and the fraudsters over there. Not because... No, because you're racist.
For doing nothing. For the color of their skin.
You decided that, yeah.
And ICE operations have been ongoing in the state of Maine. Back in January, Griff Jenkins went out with some of those ICE agents, Sandra, who were part of what they called Operation Fresh Catch, rather. They were looking for migrants in the country legally accused of committing crimes. Again, for this situation, we aren't sure exactly.
Oh, by the way, the roadblocks are back in place. They stopped doing roadblocks to do the investigation for the ICE shooting, and I'm happy to announce that they're back in place where they were, still catching illegals and sending them out of the country. The thing is I think that the mass media has given up on the protests because of how many of them have been, because of how much funding has been cut with the USAID. And how many of them have been getting like federal charges? A lot of them haven't been showing up anymore. A lot of it is paid now. A lot of it is a lot like the foreign influence from that China individual, that multi-billionaire that owns the company in capitalist communist China, capitalist communist China, where they they're sending over money to fund these protests, these agitations in our individual cities and towns.
What happened, but the shooting and protests come as Maine Democrats are scrambling to replace.
And the media can't put its eyes on it, because if it does, if it puts any of its eyes on it, it will immediately defeat even more of the narratives. Like how a lot of them. So you notice for a while, it looked like a lot of them were like older women, and then eventually you saw the younger women after the internet was talking about it, and now nobody's covering any of the protests at all. You see how that rapid shift? Because people covering the protests is what led to the defunding of these protests. So they had to change the algorithm to no longer talk about these protests. That's what they had to do. So now if you talk about the protests, you don't get any views, you don't have any incentive to cover them. I'm on to this, bro. I'm on to this.
Plattner in the upcoming Senate race. Many Maine voters had told me when I was out there, Sandra, that they're anti-ICE and they say immigration enforcement is their top issue in the race. Just the other day when Plattner dropped out, his last words were F ICE. So it's something that we'll continue to watch.
Yeah, exactly. He's such a good example of who we should copy and mimic their personality and the many reasons he had to drop out. But just the idea that maybe he wasn't the greatest candidate, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and echo what he was running for, because that's the important thing.
All right, Alexis McAdams on that for us. Thank you very much.
Tells us a little bit more about the story, but if you type in DHS Maine incident, you get nothing. Oh, DHS says the officer was fearing for public safety. In Maine, familiar story unfolds. Immigration officers fatally shoot driver. Maine shooting adds to growing immigration enforcement death toll. They're really trying to paint this thing like BLM, where it's like Axios shows you.
And it's failing, and the reason why it's failing is because nobody is looking up CNN, nobody's looking up MSNBC, nobody's looking up BBC, because everybody knows that they're corrupt as shit. So they're not showing Fox at the top, which is where most people are going now. They are changing the atmosphere and the algorithms of every platform, so that way if you cover protests, you won't get any views, so it shuts off the incentive for it. And because they shut off the incentive of it, any news that's coming out of these shootings isn't really getting views like that. And that's the hilarious part, is they're trying to backpedal and shift the algorithm, but in doing so, they're shifting it in a way that is still negative towards their cause, because they're idiots. Because if they have to try and rig the system in order to get more views on what they want, right? But if they rig the system to get more views on what they want, they'll get less views and have less incentive to publish articles for it. Because they're fucking stupid. And everybody in America can see it.
Good, pretty. Sebastian, I think he's the Colombian
They
guy.
defeat their own narrative by causing their narrative.
There. Ruben Ray over in Texas. Do they have... Does Axios ever put out a map of all the Americans either ended or AR'd by illegals? Do you have that death toll? Do you have all the women that were drafted in New York City that now have to sell themselves for SX from the cartels? Do you have that map? Or do you just care about the times that a guy brings a gun to a protest and fights the cops? Do you have I don't want to say career agitator, but someone who was there appearing to be doing this recreationally, dancing around, blocking ICE agents, and then driving
what's funny is how much these people are alike. Not the two new ones, right? But the Alex Peretti and Renee Good, both of their parents, like Renee Good's parents didn't even talk to her. She got her kids taken away. Alex Peretti's parents were like, yeah, he went down the wrong path. He quit his job months prior. He was hanging out with people he should have been hanging out with. Like, what are we doing? Instead of thinking about, oh, well, they died because of ICE. No, why did they get shot? What led to them being shot? Bad decisions in their life. That's what led to them being shot. Like, one was resisting arrest with a firearm, and the other one tried to run over a goddamn officer. What do you expect? What do you expect is going to happen to you?
To an ICE agent, causing, I believe it was internal bleeding, and then unfortunately getting ended herself.
Now, I don't know. I don't think we have any information about any of these yet. Right? Oh, there's been. Oh my gosh, dude. So this is like the average amount in like one day across America in the police force. I don't hear anybody crying about that.
Any context for this? Or is this just a way to pretty much run the Google algorithm to say, as soon as you type in DHS...
Oh, it absolutely is a way to run the Google algorithm. And I don't think it's based on clicks, by the way. I think that the way the algorithm has shifted, it's trying to make it to where people don't post any more political stuff and only, like, they want you to stay out of politics and they want you to just react to whatever the fuck else and not cover any politics, because all of these big content creators covering politics is what's completely revealing the veil on this nonsense. It is. YouTube content creators and people like Nick Shirley, Tectone, Asmongold, Decoy, me, we all collectively have shown everybody what is going on. Asmongold specifically pulls in like 50,000 viewers a day on his stream. They cap it at 30 because it's Twitch, but that doesn't get rid of the fact that he pulls in 50K, right? Every single day. 50,000 is more than Fox going live can do on Legacy. Probably like 3 times more.
Main incident, you just get, hey, there's a growing immigration enforcement death toll.
They are trying to weaponize the algorithm against content creators from talking about politics. That's what they're trying to do.
So when you have idiots on the television proudly saying it was just because of the color of their skin, you know nothing about this.
And it's not even a trying to do. Fuck, they did it. They actually did it. They weaponized it.
Then I was told this was bad. Because they say, DHS, they shot the man in Maine fearing for public safety. It's a little bit better of a start saying, hey, the Colombian citizen who was authorized to work in the U.S. and had a social security number apparently didn't stop, drove their car. The ICE agent made the decision to end him. Just open fire on him. Still think it's a tragedy, but maybe if you were illegally allowed to work here and weren't fearing that you were going to be deported, and then get this constant left-wing narrative saying...
And you see, that's kind of weird to me. It's weird to me that YouTube is just going through everybody's accounts and unsubbing people like that. That's really weird. That's really fucking weird.
Hey, they're ending you for the color of your skin. Maybe you'd be alive today. The same exact fucking thing happened over in, what was it, Camarillo, California. Maybe like not an hour, 40 minutes away from Los Angeles. At the pot farm that you had all the kids there working.
That's right. The underage kids that were working at the marijuana plantation. Y'all remember that? Whenever they ice raided that bitch?
Like, were they being trafficked in? We still don't know that. But the guy that was running from the raid was a U.S. citizen, or at least had the privilege to work here. He wasn't illegal. Climbed up a fence to try to evade the ICE agents. Not a fence. A ladder, fell to his untimely demise. Tragedy. He would still be alive if leftist activist loons weren't telling them, oh my god, they're out there to get you. He was authorized to work here.
You know what happens whenever police show up sometimes? People do dumb shit that gets them killed. I think that 5 people in it's been like, what, 2 years almost? No, it's been a little bit more than that. I don't know how long Trump's been in office. It feels like an eternity, but it really hasn't even been that long. I think that, it's like 5, 6, or 7. That's pretty good. Like, that's not too bad. Yeah, people, do dumb shit that gets them killed all the time. Happens.
Not a fence. A ladder fell to his untimely demise. Tragedy. He would still be alive.
Let's move on.
So President Trump is warning the regime that every U.S. soldier who dies will be avenged. His death will be avenged. And he weighs the next steps following a 10th consecutive night of strikes on Iranian military sites. White House correspondent Aisha Hasni joins us now.
Damn, bro, that's eerie.
Night of strikes on
See the dust get kicked up?
Iranian military sites. White House correspondent Aisha Hasni joins us now. Hey, Aisha.
Hey, Brian, good morning to you. The president is weighing whether he's going to return to a full-scale conflict with Iran. That would include strikes that are closer to Tehran, strikes that are closer to nuclear.
I was promised bridge and power plant week. That's what he said. Okay. I was promised bridge and power plant week. Please give that to me. I want bridge and power plant week. Give it to me.
Sites that they have been avoiding so far.
I was promised it 5,000 years ago. If Trump doesn't give me bridge and power plant week in Iran, it's un-American. I'm going to say it. It's un-American. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it, guys. It's un-American of Trump to do.
And things are heating up even this morning. We see sirens going off in Bahrain as Iran is striking U.S. assets inside that country. Also overnight, Iran was targeting U.S. assets and targets inside of Kuwait and Jordan as well. This is all in exchange for U.S.
If Trump does bridge and power plant week, I will start stream with America. Fuck yeah. I will do it.
Forces striking Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and air defense systems. The U.S.
You know what I need to play in the backdrop? Hold on. Here, I got this. Hold on, wait. I got you, Fox. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all. Hold on. I got y'all.
We have nothing else prepared.
Hold on. I got y'all. Don't even. Here we go.
Also overnight, Iran was targeting U.S. assets and targets inside of Kuwait and Jordan as well. This is all in exchange for U.S. forces striking Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and air defense systems. The U.S. has been pounding Iran each night since 3 U.S. service members were killed over the weekend. A fourth as well killed in.
That's right.
A downed Iranian drone explosion in Iraq on Saturday. The president issuing a stark warning on Truth Social on Monday, writing, "Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over." And 2 soldiers, Brian, have now been identified as First Lieutenant Tyler
Damn, bro, she looks incredibly young.
James Feehan of Hawaii, just 25 years old, and Private
She
Isabella
was the older one? What?
Gonzalez of Texas, 19 years old, very young.
Bro, somewhere along the way, somebody's genes treated them way better.
The dignified transfer of these fallen service members, which President Trump was supposed to attend, is now being rescheduled. It's been delayed. We don't have an update on when that would be rescheduled so far. The president will host the president of Lebanon later today, as Israel has begun withdrawing troops from the southern part of that country of Lebanon. That, of course, is part of the U.S. broker deal that just took place a couple of weeks ago. Brian?
All right, Aisha, thanks so much. Very comprehensive. So let's bring some more insight into it by bringing an ambassador to NATO, former ambassador to NATO, Kurt Volko, really knows the region. And the Wall Street Journal story today has Iran moving nuclear centrifuges into the Pickaxe Mountain, where they have an underground nuclear facility. Is it time to hit Pickaxe?
Yes, absolutely. There's no reason not to hit targets like that. We said all along.
They're still, like I said, they're still trying to do it, huh? Wow, big surprise.
They cannot have a nuclear program. They're never going to acknowledge that they're seeking to build a nuclear weapon. We should just take it out. There's nothing wrong with that.
The pressure's building because the blockade's back. Iran not allowed to sell oil.
Oh, great. The blockade's back because, that did so much the first go around. Wow, guys, the blockade's back. Didn't you know? Now that the United States Navy can sit there and do absolutely fucking nothing. Great.
They no longer had that 60-day window to work out a bigger deal, and now they're suffering from 10 straight days of attacks that seem to be ramping up as we get more aircraft into the region. Ambassador, the MOU, I know you were not a fan of, either was I. Is this a better answer?
It's part of a better answer. But Brian, what we really need is a clear goal and strategy to achieve the goal. Opening the strait could be that, but that's a very difficult military lift, and it's going to require permanent American military engagement. I don't think we want that. I think as long as this regime stays in place, we're going to have a problem. They're going to attack shipping. They're going to attack their neighbors. They're going to threaten Israel. They're going to support the proxies. They're going to try to get a nuclear weapon. So I'd like to see a strategy for how we actually get a different regime in Iran.
So the Houthis are saying they're going to start blocking Saudi Arabia from using the Red Sea. That would be problematic. That is almost a sidebar issue because those two have been going at it again.
Well, I mean, Saudi Arabia, if they can't fight back a couple terrorists in the Red Sea, then that's on them. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, Saudi Arabia, like, come on. And then apparently now we made some kind of deal with Iraq. So Iraq might actually be joining us soon.
It is and it isn't,
so
because
it's like,
that route is what
nobody wants to deal with Iran, dude.
Saudi Arabia was doing and other countries would begin to do to avoid going through the Strait of Hormuz. Take it to the other side of Saudi Arabia, ship it out from there. So by now saying, okay, we're going to have our proxies close that too, they're trying to really have a direct impact in the short term on oil prices and on gasoline prices here, because they know that's our pressure point.
What would hitting the Capitol do to this campaign?
It would send another signal to the Revolutionary Guard that we are prepared to hit them, that we are serious, we can inflict pain on them. But unless there is a follow-on that somehow convinces Iranians, the army, people of Iran.
You're not going to convince a bunch of people that have been watching their family members get killed that they need to pick up a firearm that they don't know anything about and somehow magically make the bullets come out. Okay? You're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. The thing is that the Iranians have given up so much already. And the issue is that the people that should have given them the hardware, the guns that we sent, didn't. And even if they did, the Iranians wouldn't even know how to use it. If the Kurds were even able to get into Iran and give them the hardware, there is no guarantee that most of them would even know how to use it. If there's any left that are willing to fight the Iran government, that's the issue. That's the issue here.
And different insurgent groups that might be there, unless there's a way that it brings about a change, the IRGC is going to hunker down and ride this out.
So we have the Gulf states being hit because we have bases there and they're allies of ours. That isolates them from Iran. But in this, how do you feel this is going to affect our relationships with the Gulf states?
Well, they are very frustrated right now because obviously they don't want to be hit. They didn't want this big war.
If they don't want to be hit, then maybe they should get involved and stop Iran from hitting them. Don't you find that problematic that instead of these Gulf states being mad at Iran for bombing them, they're trying to push tension on America? If you don't want to be bombed, maybe you should do what Israel did. Israel set up defenses and is actively going after the terrorists. You are part of this war whether you want to be or not. We always have been. That's the issue. We don't like being bombed any more than you do. So why don't you stand up and do something about it? Instead of trying to sit there with your cocks in your hands and telling America that we should stop bombing the shit out of Iran. Maybe you should join in. When you have every country around a country bombing the ever-living fuck out of them, you would be surprised what might happen.
We've started it. They see us taking half steps where we're hitting Iran and causing Iran to fire back. I think their view would be, shouldn't have done it. But now that you've done it, you have to go all the way.
I think the word we started it, I guess technically, but they really started 47 years ago. This is the first administration to actually.
They're just mad that they can't continue to blow up Americans and not face consequences for it. That's what they're mad about, because they've been doing it for 50 years.
Deal with it.
That's right. No, you're absolutely right. For 47 years, ever since they took our diplomats hostage, we've had a problem with the Iranian regime. It was fairly stable, and we had knocked back their nuclear program just with the strikes last summer. But this regime is not going to change character, and the Gulf states know that. And so I think their view is if you're going to deal with it all the way, and they'll be prepared to help. They want to be supportive, but they don't want to be caught in the middle.
All right. You can't have it both ways, though. Ambassador, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
I think that's what Trump should do. He should issue like a massive warning to all of the Iranian cities and say, look, I know that you guys don't want to be caught in the middle of this, so I would advise that you evacuate cities. That's what I would say to Trump. I would tell Trump, this is what you're going to do, Mr. President. You're going to make a press conference just like you did the day they shut off the internet, saying how you were going to go and you were going to give them support. And what you're going to do is you're going to tell the Iranians that they need to, en masse, flee every city, because every time Iran strikes a civilian vessel, you will wipe a city off the map. That's what you say. You say that in this announcement. Give them at least 1 week of warning before you start doing it, or maybe 3 days. Because if you wait too long, people might go back, right? You say that. You say, I'll give you either 24 or 96 hours, and after that, I will start wiping cities off the map, off of the Iranian soil. That's what you do. Make it very blunt. Make it a warning that, hey, this is going to happen. That way, if any of the Iranians want out of the cities, they'll have their chance. Apparently, there's like some kind of crazy contaminated lettuce outbreak going on. Oh, God.
All right, the FDA is standing by its investigation into the nationwide cyclospora outbreak, saying Taylor Farms remains the likely source of the contaminated lettuce, even after a lab test turned out to be a false positive. The agency writing, quote, to clarify, this false positive lab sample does not change the basis for FDA's ongoing outbreak investigation or the overwhelming epidemiological data supporting the current voluntary recall by Taylor Farms. Meanwhile, Taylor Farms, in a statement, said, at this moment, FDA has not identified a single positive product test result for cyclospora. Based on initial information provided by health officials, in an abundance of caution, we completed a voluntary recall of iceberg lettuce from central Mexico, where we are committed to working with public health authorities as the ongoing outbreak investigation continues. Here to discuss.
Apparently, a lot of people are getting like really ill from this.
Is the former CDC director, Dr. Robert Redfield. Dr. Redfield, thanks for joining us again on this issue. So what are the facts here? Can we trace it back to this company? One person said, the FDA saying one thing, they're saying another.
Yeah, the most important thing is
I would say that you should trust the FDA, but if the FDA has their head up their ass, I mean, I would definitely not trust the lettuce farm, wherever that is, right? I wouldn't trust that place regardless. But if the FDA is still doubling down on it, I would be very cautious of any lettuce that you get, in my opinion. I just wouldn't buy lettuce right now.
epidemiological investigation, which the FDA and CDC still says all the evidence points to the Taylor Farm source from central Mexico. Unfortunately, the test that they did was really on a border sample that was coming in of lettuce, and the FDA was testing these lettuce that was coming in, and they did a test that we call a PCR test, and they initially said it was positive, but after they looked at it and looked at the criteria for being positive, they found that the test really was less stringent than it needed to be, and in retrospect, it was not really positive. Very common with that type of testing, but I think the real information here is the epidemiological evidence that continues to point to Taylor Farms, to the iceberg lettuce as one of the major sources. I do think there's probably other sources, unfortunately. I saw an outbreak in New York that suggested it was cilantro in 400 cases. So again, the warning that you've put out is an important one about reminding people, right now that these uncooked fresh vegetables, particularly lettuce, leafy vegetables, cilantro, these things are something you may want to put out of your diet for a little while.
Yeah. Damn, so everything that's green, I just wouldn't eat no greens right now.
So, Dr. Redfield, are the regulations different down in Mexico? I mean, we're eating foods, lettuce that's grown in Mexico, and it sounds like this is probably feces that might have gotten in the water system. What caused this?
Yeah, that's the only way. There's no animal reservoir for this pathogen. The only reservoir is the human. And as you point out, the real reservoir is the small intestines of the human. So it comes from contaminated fecal material that gets in the water, then gets in the irrigation system, then gets on the vegetables. And as you pointed out before, the problem with this parasite is you can't just wash it off. It's very sticky. Even if you put, lettuce into a spinner and spin it and spin it and spin it, it's still going to be on the lettuce. The only way you can really remove this pathogen from your food is to cook it to 158 degrees. And so for now, encourage people probably to move away from packaged iceberg lettuce. If you do use iceberg lettuce, we tell you to, take off, 2 or 3 or 4 layers of the lettuce before you eat it and wash it thoroughly. But there's no guarantee washing any of your produce will get rid of this parasite.
So yeah, I mean, I would assume so, because if you have irrigation watering the plants like 5 times a day, every layer that cabbage grows is going to be like contaminated with that.
I guess so. The problem has not been taken care of. Can we have confidence in the system that this is caught? And
he is just saying straight up, don't eat anything that's green. Don't eat any veggies right now.
I don't think we know the whole story right now. I think it's the right thing to recall the Taylor lettuce, the Taylor Farms lettuce, which they've done. But again, as I said, New York was looking at a cilantro outbreak. I suspect that there may be other sources and.
Former New York City Mayor Eric Adams is here. Mayor Adams, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you on. I want to hold that thought for a moment and just get your quick reaction to what happened at the 26th Federal Building downtown. At this.
Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. And you know what? Before we watch this one, I forgot there was a terrorist attack yesterday from a Temu terrorist. I completely forgot about that. We had a Temu terrorist attack yesterday. Where's he at? Hold on. Did Asmongold look at anything? I could have swore Asmongold talked about something, right? At least yesterday. It's kind of a bad day whenever Asmongold's not, like, his clip channels aren't even talking about, like, politics like that anymore. They've completely shut down, like, all political stuff. It's kind of crazy. Hateful rhetoric, 22 hours ago. Ah, here we go. Here he is.
Around 9 o'clock this morning, a man with an incendiary device and some liquid, I don't know what the liquid was.
Probably gasoline.
Put the liquid down, set some fireworks on top of it. It caused a little bit of a little fire. He was armed with a pellet gun. Two people
pellet gun?
injured. Our Joint Terrorism Task Force is investing this as an anti-government attack on a federal facility.
Top of the new hour here, chaos outside a federal building in New York City today. Thick smoke erupting outside the Lower Manhattan complex as agents confront a suspect with their guns drawn. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith. We have an update on that situation. And look who's joining us this week. Jillian, good to have you here today.
Thank you for having me, Sandra.
Bro.
It's awesome to be here with you in person.
Live from Studio J. Good to have you.
Studio J. I'm Jillian Turner in for John today. This is America Reports. Right now, the FBI says they have a suspect in custody. No word on what.
I wonder what they look like. I wonder what they could look like, guys. I wonder if they know what gender they are.
Caused the smoke we saw on scene earlier, but investigators say
is that the person right there?
Incendiary device was used outside the building. It houses ICE agents as well as a federal immigration court.
Law enforcement sources telling Fox News Digital the suspect's name is Andrew Arabica and that he had, quote, anti-ICE stuff on him. The White House border czar Tom Homan will be here to react in moments.
First, we go to correspondent Nate Foy. He's right here in the New York newsroom with all the details. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Jillian. Good afternoon. So, yeah, those law enforcement sources confirming with Fox News Digital the man arrested is named Andrew Arabica and that he had anti-ICE stuff on him. Take a live look at the scene in downtown.
Man, who would have guessed?
Manhattan, the federal building. You can see investigators here picking up evidence right now. This building houses New York City's immigration court, ICE offices, and FBI field office. You can see that things are more calm now. Take a look at this next video at about 9 a.m. Eastern time. Things looked very different. This was right after that man set off fireworks outside the building, Arabica. Federal agents took him into custody. They also found a pellet gun. The FBI's assistant director in charge.
Bro, you know that dude rolled up inside of a store somewhere? Or like somebody was like egging him on, right, to do this? And they just gave him this pellet gun to see what would happen. They were just like, this dumbass is going to get caught and I'm going to laugh.
James Barnacle provided an update on those injured in the attack.
2 people were injured, 1 federal employee and 1 civilian. Minor injuries. They are both treated and released.
Democratic politicians who frequently criticize ICE are striking a different tone than normal after this morning's attack. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said acts of terror and violence will never be tolerated, while New York City...
He has to say that because the issue is that he's probably going to be one of the few Democrats that are going to be left in the Democratic Party. Mamdani will go from not acknowledging it and not condoning it to, at some point, I'm sure openly stating that Americans shouldn't have done what they were doing and that it will happen again as long as you keep doing what you're doing. They're going to do the exact same thing they did in every single one of the Middle Eastern countries. That's what they do. It's a slow, gradual colonization takeover. We're at a point where we are going to have to, number one, get all the illegals out, and then we're going to have to denaturalize some of these people to get them out. The radical Islamic terrorism has invaded this country, and it sucks. It really sucks.
Mayor Zoran Mamdani
They are
posted
literally bringing their war here, and they were already doing it long before we started bombing them.
on X, quote, "What occurred outside 26 Federal Plaza this morning was deeply disturbing. I'm relieved no one was seriously injured and that a suspect is in custody. My team is in touch with the NYPD and we will support the federal investigation." Now, as you know, Jillian, this same building has been the site of several anti-ICE demonstrations, including the one last September that resulted in the arrest of New York congressional candidate and former city comptroller Brad Lander. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force is leading this investigation.
You don't get to just sit on private property and not expect to be arrested. Well, I mean, I would assume that it's public, but at the same time, the business has a certain degree of professionality it needs to keep. So
into what they call an anti-government attack. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Nate Foy here in New York for us this afternoon. Thank you. Sandra.
Hey, everyone.
Oops, I didn't click that.
Confirmation now from the FBI. They have taken a man into custody after he allegedly set off.
Is that the only thing here?
Bombings and arson attacks, or
it looks like that might be it. Let's continue with the other video we have here about Mamdani trying to put Benjamin Netanyahu in jail.
Former New York City Mayor Eric Adams is here. Mayor Adams, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you on. I want to hold that thought for a moment and just get your quick reaction to what happened at the 26 Federal building downtown at this explosion this morning.
Yeah, as any of our partners, I'm pretty sure. Well, first of all, it doesn't take Corporation Counsel weeks and months to tell him he has no legal means. He knows that. And did he speak?
He has no ability to either. That's another problem, is like the federal government is the one that would be in charge of that. And maybe he's trying to dip his toes in the water so maybe more people talk about it. But like at the same time, it's interesting. It is. Especially for what Mamdani advocates for in New York. It seems awfully similar to what's going on in Iran, doesn't it? I mean, he even tried to sit down with one of the people from Iran. Like, what are we doing here? Why is this person in the New York mayor? The second that he set up a meeting with a foreign person's like spokesman or leader, anybody from that country, behind behind the federal U.S. government, the federal government should have immediately taken him into custody. Immediately. This shouldn't have even been a question. Trump should have immediately used the Insurrection Act, taken New York, replaced all of the police with the army, and hauled Mamdani out in handcuffs for speaking to a foreign country's person that we are currently at war with. It shouldn't even be a fucking this is the fact that I even have to say this. It blows my fucking mind that the government's not even on top of this, and you wonder why nobody wants to capitulate to the federal government. Well, it's no shit. You guys aren't doing anything. You're just talking about it. Do something.
With the police commissioner, because who's going to actually do the arrest? Or is he in partnership with the federal authorities? And so we have to think about how this rhetoric is, first of all, is bad to do, but it's also dangerous for Americans abroad. You know, since being out of office, I've traveled to different countries. You cannot send a signal that right here in America.
You know why we captured Maduro? Because he was a terrorist pushing piece of crap. We captured Maduro because he was sending drugs to America that were getting people killed. He was sending drug boats. He was leading a bunch of other stuff that would have led to even more deaths of Americans. We got his ass sitting in a New York prison. This guy, on the other hand, he hasn't really done shit to America. He fucked up and blew up one of our ships once. He apologized and paid the America like a shitload of money, right? He's not actively going out of his way to try and kill Americans.
Not going to respect a sovereign leader of a country, and you're going to talk about as a local mayor arresting the individual. This is just bad to even put that statement out.
You know, over the course of the last couple of decades, I've heard people say that they don't think that the Iranian president should be allowed to speak at the UN. But time in and time out, the Iranian president comes. In fact, last time he was here, Pezeshkian, I interviewed him, and he spoke at the UN. I don't hear, 4 months later, the Iranian government slaughtered tens of thousands of people in the street. I don't hear Mayor Mamdani suggesting that he shouldn't come.
No, and you're right. And it's selective morality. You
can't forget about what happened on, what was it like? Was it like October 7th? Whenever Hezbollah decided to invade Israel and kill all those people, but somehow magically it's Israel's fault. Like, bro, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Here, the same people who march in our streets on thousands during the Gaza actions, you did not hear their words when soccer players, girls.
Well, you don't hear any of these people advocating for Palestine and Israel whenever the Hamas people or the terrorist organization that did what they did to Israel started killing protesters that were protesting their own damn organization. Like, none of those idiots talk about that.
Being threatened with death when innocent people were being murdered.
The terrorists are the problem. The radical Islamic terrorists. That's the problem. That's the problem with the entire Middle East.
So it's not really about addressing the issues that are important. And so,
what's it about for Mayor Mamdani?
Oh, I think the level of creating an environment for Jewish New York.
It was either Hezbollah or Hamas. I'm not sure which one it is. It's a terrorist organization. They're all proxies to fucking Iran. It's more of Iran's Gestapo is what the fuck it is. That's exactly what it is. Iran's version of the Nazi regime.
Continuing to raise the heat on Jewish New Yorkers I think that's one of the principles of the DSA, the attacks on Israel, our only strong partner that we have. They're not calling death to Americans. They're not calling for the destruction for our way of life. I think that's the rhetoric that's coming out of DSA and City Hall at this time.
You're a lifelong Democrat. You ran as an independent when things shifted in the mayor's race. Hunter Biden speaking out. He sees a lot of leadership qualities in Mayor Mamdani. Watch this.
People like Zoran Mamdani, and they go, "Oh my God."
I want to say the same thing, Rachel. I do, but I don't know what exactly I'm permitted to say and what I'm not, if that makes any sense. So I'm just playing it safe. But I genuinely think the same thing, too. I think that if you have a religion that is telling you that you own something from 5,000 years ago, well, let's just say that there shouldn't be any books left about that religion. And you can call me whatever you want, but that's just what I think. No religion and no prophet should tell you what you should lay claim to. That's not how it works. If that was actually like a kingdom, that king would probably be in a lot of trouble.
It's the end of the Democratic Party. I look at Zoran Mamdani and I go, there's a leader.
I completely agree.
Every single thing that they talked about, it was, people are going to flee the city and they're going to go crazy. And he made promises. And you know what he did? He kept them.
Yeah.
He kept them. Mm-hmm. He's lowering rent. He's building co-op grocery stores.
So he sees accomplishments, lower rent, building government grocery stores. What do you say?
But none of that shit's going to last now that all the rich people have left New York. All the people that were in New York all the rich people that were in New York were already leaving because none of their businesses have protection from these thieves. So all their businesses are getting shut down. These rich people pay like most of the government's funding in that state. Like whenever you hear of like, well, Democrats are the ones paying for most of the funding in my state as a Democrat. No, it's not. You know who's paying most of the funding? The rich people that live there. Their taxes are outrageous, bro. Like, what you mean? And now that all of them fucking left the state, What you think's going to happen to your taxes? They're going to go up again. You think California's bad? I guarantee you, if a shitload of rich people leave California, y'all cooked. Y'all cooked, man.
Hunter Biden.
Well, clearly he doesn't have a complete analysis of what's happening on this city. You know, when you have 12 blocks by the Intrepid where homeless encampments are now starting to spread and grow, he did not lower rent. Just talk to the Mitchell-Lama family members that witnessed almost a 30% increase. There are no free buses, so I'm not sure what issues Hunter Biden is talking about. But I would ask him to come walk with me down and see by the Intrepid of what our city is turning
I asked the DSA co-chair about that encampment the other day, and his answer was, oh, those have always been there. What do you say?
Well, I know what I did as mayor, and 14 people did not die on the street of the city of New York during a storm. And you know, and everyone knows that we did not tolerate encampments on our streets. And we must do more to make sure we don't go backwards. So if they want to be dismissive or they want to have their advocates that don't fully understand what is taking place, that is up to
them. They want that because the more people that are on the streets, the more they can hand out fistfuls of brand new needles and get signatures. That's what they want. I mean, California did it. I'm sure that New York is just doing it more discreetly, or the algorithm has suppressed it so much that it's not popping up anymore. Why do you think people are going mega viral on X all the time? People are going super viral on X. Like, for example, Nick Shirley. Like, yeah. And then the people that we saw that recorded the people from the city hall down in Skid Row handing out cigarettes and stuff, that was on X. That was posted on X. If you try to look it up on YouTube, it won't pop up. It won't pop up at all.
But New Yorkers are going to see the difference.
Google anything, YouTube search anything. Like when y'all remember, I can't even search my own videos because it won't pop up. That's the crazy part. If I try to search a specific thing that happened in YouTube, I had to stop doing it. In YouTube search, like for example, the Renee Good incident, if I try to find the actual information on YouTube, it will not pop up. It will not pop up at all.
Adams, we always appreciate you coming by.
It will only pop up the propagandist version of it. The version that's like, well, this mother got shot and killed by ICE. That's not what happened. We all know that's not what happened.
And we hope we can continue the conversation.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Former Mayor Eric Adams of New York. Still Eric Adams, but former mayor. Always good to see you, sir.
We have any new stuff? Let's see.
President Trump weighs a major escalation into full-scale war against Iran as U.S. forces.
We should go to full-scale war. I know that we don't want to see boots on the ground, guys, but I also don't want to be captured by a bunch of Islamic terrorists. I just don't. I'm sorry, like, I originally was like, we shouldn't do boots on the ground. If Trump doesn't want to nuke their cities, then we need to put boots on the ground. We need to start pushing back from one side of this continent all the way to the other. And it shouldn't just be us. We should have multiple countries involved in this. We need to completely obliterate this regime. And if that involves boots on the ground, then that's what it takes. I want this regime fucking gone. I want it gone.
Complete a 10th night of punishing strikes hitting targets in the South and the West. Hostilities spreading across the region. And welcome to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Dana Perino.
Morning to you.
Y'all probably don't want to hear that, but the unfortunate fact is that that's the pill we're going to have to swallow if we've got to do actual change in this. That's just going to be what has to happen. And the thing is that these countries are too pussified to use nukes or bunker busters to break up these tunnel systems. And the only alternative we have, other than just sitting here and wasting resources and money is an eventual invasion into Iran. But think of it like this. This isn't another Iraq-Afghanistan style. We're going after the people that are causing this widespread across the entire country. The entire, like, fucking continent, basically, right? We take them down. We get them out. We put in our own freaking people, because that's what it's going to take to make actual change. Our people, and then our people that, you know, that are there that want what the Iranians want, and that's how we will force them to change.
I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning.
I don't want to do it. Nobody wants war. But what else are we supposed to do? Because you know it's going to lead to that.
Tuesday, the U.S. campaign against Iran escalating daily. The president's top military leaders will be on the Hill in a matter of hours, seeking emergency funding to maintain the operation and replenish weapon stockpiles.
Meanwhile, Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen declaring a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia. So this would choke off the southern gateway to the Red Sea, threatening to reduce global oil supplies and then, of course, widening that conflict.
And we need to start doing it. We need to start pushing in at the Strait. We need to take all of these islands here in the Strait of Hormuz, all of it, all in the Persian Gulf, in the Gulf of Oman, and in the Strait of Hormuz. They need to take all this land, all of it. Well, not this part of it, but anything on this side that's owned by Iran. We need to bomb it, tactical strike, level everything on the surface, and then ground troop it like we're in Starship Troopers, man. Straight up.
Further, we have Fox team coverage. Brett Baer joining us in a moment. Aisha Hasni with more from the White House to kick us off. Hi, Aisha.
Hey, good morning to you, Bill. And Dana, so the president is weighing whether or not he's going to expand this conflict, but the Iranians already are saying that they have totally waged a full-scale war with the U.S. In fact, this morning, there were strikes into Bahrain. Sirens were going off inside of that country as Iran began firing at U.S. targets there. Iran also launching missiles and drones at Jordan and Kuwait's power and water plants overnight. There's also a maritime report out this morning that a tanker in the Strait of Hormuz was hit by an unknown projectile off the coast of Oman.
How many tankers have they hit so far? How many tankers has Iran blown up so far?
Iran has directly attacked or damaged 3 commercial tankers in the Strait of Hormuz during this conflict.
That's not right. There's definitely been way more than that. Well, I know that it's more, but every time they do that, that's a city off the map. And you got to start big, too. Don't go to no, like, podunk town. You got to hit, like, the capital first. Blow the capital up. And then you work on the smaller cities after that. I guarantee you, they've got a massive bunker underneath that capital.
A crew had to abandon the vessel, getting into a lifeboat for safety. This is all happening after U.S. forces pounded Iran last night. CENTCOM says it hit Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and air defense systems. The escalation, of course, comes after 3 U.S. service members were killed over the weekend. A 4th was killed in a downed Iranian drone explosion in Iraq on Saturday. And the president issuing this stark warning on Truth Social yesterday. He writes,
Bro, I'm so tired of hearing Trump just warn people. I want to see what the United States bombing capabilities are really like. I want to test weapons on these terrorists, dude. Like, we should be bombing them with shit that we've never even used. Why are we sitting here, like, playing this back and forth tit for tat stuff? We've been doing this tit for tat stuff for going on 4 or 5 months now. We got to instill fear into the terrorists. You know what we did whenever we rolled up into America? Hold on, wait. When we roll up into America, we had the Black Death and smallpox on clothing that we gave the Native Americans to give to their enemies, and then we killed the Native Americans that lived and took over the continent. We need to do the same shit, bro. We need to, like, There shouldn't be anything that we don't use on this war culture. Because they would do it to us in a heartbeat if they had the capabilities. We all know they would do it. They're funding radical Islamic terrorists all over the Middle East. Like, look what they did to the UK with the R gangs, bro. They fucked young ladies up so much that they turned into Islam. They turned to Islam in order to be treated not as bad, and they still treated them like shit. Fuck no, I don't want anything to do with this culture. This culture is ran by a bunch of fucking terrorists that have to kill their people. Why are we treating these guys like anything other than that? We're sitting here trying to hold punches, and they're over here beating the shit out of us. We're getting their ass shoved up their foot shoved up our ass. Like, what are we doing here? We getting worn like a pair of slippers, bro. Like, what?
Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will
Every time Iran kills an American soldier, I want to penetrate, nuke an entire fucking city and wipe it off the face of the planet forever. That's what I want. I want to turn that bitch into a fucking toxic zone for the next 200 years. I want the nuke radiation to fucking kill everything and plant life and everything within 100 miles of that bitch. That's what we should be doing. Don't fuck with us. And they've been doing it for 50 years. They've been fucking with us for 50 years. And we got the big walking orange vagina not doing anything about it. Like, what are we doing, bro? Do something. Come on, Trump.
For that killing many times over. 2 soldiers have been identified over the weekend. That is First Lieutenant Tyler James Freehan of Hawaii, just 25 years old.
I want to turn the fucking sand to glass from the heat that comes off the nukes, bro. Like, what are we doing? Holy shit.
Private Isabella Gonzalez of Texas, 19 years old. The dignified transfer of the fallen service members was supposed to happen today. The president was supposed to be scheduled to attend that. That has now been rescheduled. The president, in just about the next hour here, will welcome and host the president of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun, here at the White House, and they'll be talking about disarming Hezbollah.
I mean, whatever I say we should use everything, I say we use everything. We should make like a big bottle of fucking water, like contaminated with COVID, and just drop that shit in there. Like, these guys have built a culture around killing people and terrorizing the Middle East. They fucking, they do awful things to women in prison and have prison babies and then ship them off to become terrorists. You know how you change that culture? You either annihilate it or you make them so goddamn scared of the weapons we have, they'll never do it again. That's what you do. You put fear into the terrorists. You terrorize the terrorists. You make it so goddamn miserably uncomfortable for these fucks, they'll never do it again, ever. They'll be just like Japan. Japan celebrated our 250th birthday in America. That's how scared they are.
As well as the Israeli military now withdrawing from certain sectors of southern Lebanon as part of this U.S. negotiated treaty. Back to you.
Yeah, that's a
Dan.
big and important meeting today. Aisha, thank you.
Thank you. I just want to bring in special report anchor Brett Baer. And Brett, good morning. Nice to see you. Good morning to you. There's talk of a 10-day ceasefire. I don't know how real it is or not. There's talk about making 2 different routes to the Strait of Hormuz, one that would favor the Iranians and one would favor the rest of the world. At the same time, you've got Iran right now. There are threats of incoming projectiles into Kuwait and Bahrain. So you put all that together and
let's think about this for 5 seconds. Let's think about what happened whenever Trump and Israel blew up the Ayatollah and all those people in that administration. Let's think about this for 5 seconds. What happened? Not much of anything, right? They still immediately came up with a plan, started doing the attacks, bombed the individual state, the individual countries around them, right? Right? Let's think about this for a second. Why would Iran bomb places like the UAE and the other countries, right? It's been so long since we've talked about this, I don't even remember the other countries' names anymore. They claimed that it was to hit the United States military bases on site, right? But a lot of those didn't. Like the drone that was being flown into that one apartment building in that one city. Y'all remember that? I remember that going pretty viral. Why would they do that? Well, if you put two and two together, when you bombed their entire administration, they still have the ability to function simultaneously all over the Middle East, right? Through these terrorist proxies. Why? What makes you think that their economy is any different? If you take out Iran's economy, but you have terrorist proxies in other countries, and you bomb those countries instead of attacking the Navy, that's a message. What if they're piggybacking off of the other economies? Think about it. That makes the Strait of Hormuz tactic null and void. If they apply it to their own administration, what the hell makes you think they're not doing it with their economy? They're still operating and blowing up stuff in the Strait. Allegedly, even though they have no ability to communicate with them. They've been communicating with terrorists and proxies for decades, all over the Middle East. Even whenever Israel was pushing back the terrorists in Lebanon, Iran knew about it from the second it started happening. And that was one of the reasons they never signed that contract. What makes you think that closing up the Strait of Hormuz is going to do a damn thing to stop them? These guys have built a war culture.
Where do you see it today?
Well, good morning again. I think there's frustration inside the White House and with the president about how they have bent over backwards to try to make some deal come together. And each and every time, the Iranians have stepped away, have broken the ceasefire agreement. Let's not even go back to the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, which sort of never took off. Now you have the Pakistanis, the Egyptians, the Omanis, the Qataris, all trying regional partners to get them to do a cool-off period for 10 days. I just don't think there's the appetite for that inside the White House, and more importantly with this president after the killing of those two soldiers in Jordan. Those missiles targeted barracks at the base in Jordan. It was not a mishap.
Right. And targeted indeed. Okay, the Institute for the Study of War had this analysis. Some senior Iranian officials appear concerned that the renewed conflict will deepen Iran's economic problems and threatens Iran's internal security. And then you also have, pick a newspaper, you can read a different headline. Here's from the Financial Times. Trump is slipping into an Iran quagmire. America cannot achieve its aims by negotiation, so regime change is back on the agenda. Is it?
I don't know if it is or not. Clearly, more bombing and stepped up escalation is, with the hopes that you're going to beat back the Iranians to the point where they say, we can't do this anymore and we, in earnest, need to be at the table negotiating. I think Israel probably is still in the mindset of regime change, and so there's that dichotomy between the two nations.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I was Benjamin Netanyahu, I would be done. I would be done trying to organize anything with America. I would be so done with it. I would just be like, look, man, we know what'll change this. We've been living with these assholes for years. We want them gone, and if you don't want to be the one that does it, we're going to do it. Straight up. That's exactly what I think. Like, if I was Benjamin Netanyahu, I'd be like, nope, I'm done with this. I'm done trying to sit here and deal with this y'all's way. I'm going to deal with it the way that I know will work.
Doing this. Listen, I think that you have on Capitol Hill, there are some Republicans really worried about it. There are others that say finish the job. Democrats largely are using this as a political cudgel and saying that there is no end to this war. Right now, we don't see it, but Iran is in a bad place. And you had Treasury Secretary Bessent on this morning with Maria saying the economic fury, the sanctions, the things that are pressing Iran with 300% inflation and others are really having an effect, in his words.
I don't know how this plays in the midterms, but we're starting to look at them. A little more than 3 months to go, and our power rankings are out today. This is the soundbite that I think that's been played the most over the past 3 days. This is Van Jones. Remember Van Jones back with President Obama? I don't know if I would ever live to hear the day when he would talk about his party the following way. He thinks they've lost their minds. Roll it.
I am tired of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party, my party, telling us that in order for us to be progressives, we now have to believe ideas and support ideas that are completely nuts. These are terrible ideas. These are awful ideas. Where did these ideas even come from?
So he talked about no police, no prisons. We can't deport anybody, even if they commit rape or murder. Israel should.
This is the double-sided sword that I was talking about. They will advocate for these ideals: abolishing the police, abolishing prison, no deportations, no borders, the defunding of the Department of Homeland Security. But they will wrap it in a nice little package of UBI, universal basic health care, and make it look nice and pretty. And it's a lie. The real prize is on the inside. The real prize is what he just said. This is what they're advocating for. Just like Mamdani and the buses that he promised for free that nobody ever got in New York. It's a lie.
These are awful ideas.
Do not
Where did
fall
these ideas
into
even
this
come
trap.
from?
So he talked about no police, no prisons. We can't deport anybody, even if they commit rape or murder. Israel should not exist. These are terrible ideas. He's clearly not a fan.
No, and that's a red.
Israel exists. Get used to it. It's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They have a taste of what freedom looks and feels like. They're not going anywhere.
Siren.
And you know why they're not going anywhere? It's because he doesn't have to slaughter his own people in order to maintain power. That's why they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Democrats. I think it is a flare being shot up by Van Jones. Also, you heard it from Bill Maher. You've heard others step up. I had John McCarthy on my panel last night.
I don't know how else to tell you this, but every kingdom and every empire that's ever been built typically falls apart whenever you start killing your own citizens.
Saying more Democrats, in his words, need to do that because they fear that this is going to absorb all of the tension, all of the oxygen in the room when it comes to races that they need to win in states that are purple. And when you get to a purple state, some of that DSA, the Democratic Socialist agenda, is not selling in Middle America.
No, but it's selling for some places in pockets, so it's been fascinating to watch. Brett, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Brett.
You bet.
See you at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all.
Okay. All right. I kind of want to look at this code blue cam right here. This look kind of fun. Man chases cops with 40,000-pound vehicle. I kind of want to watch this.
He's trying to run over.
Let me use the bathroom, and then we're gonna watch this. And then I'm probably gonna head up out of here for the day, to be quite frank. Okay, give me a second. Okay, we back. We make it.
He's trying to run over the police officer right now. This guy is not playing. Oh my God.
When a strange man breaks into a construction site to steal a front loader, it seems like a straightforward theft, but no one realizes that it is only the beginning of a violent rampage that will soon put the responding officers directly in his path.
Hey, stop! Stop now!
Damn, bro.
The horror for
Damn.
Henderson police officers begins around 9 a.m. on Sunday, January 4th, 2026.
Oh, that was this year.
This man jumps the fence of a construction site on Water Street in Nevada to steal a 39,000-pound front loader. As an employee monitoring the site surveillance cameras from another location calls 911 to report the theft in progress, none of them realize that this is only the beginning of the destruction he is about to leave behind.
I need police immediately over one of our construction sites.
Is it just a construction site?
It is a construction site, yes.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
We just had somebody hop the fence, and it looks like he's hot wiring one of the bulldozers right now.
Do you have video of this?
I'm watching him live right now.
You're on scene or video?
Over video, and we have a guard on site, and I did dispatch them.
The suspect, white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
Looks either white or Hispanic.
Can you tell how old he might be?
Maybe late 20s, 30s.
And what color shirt and pants is he wearing?
He has a tan beanie, a tan jacket, looks like gray or black pants, and white shoes. Yeah, it looks like he's messing around with it right now because the bulldozer's right in front of our camera unit.
Where's security?
They're supposed to be on site. I called them right away. I'm currently
The suspect is 33-year-old Juan Rincon Carreno, and while the senior operator tells dispatch he is trying to reach the security guard on site, he has no idea that the guard has already had a violent encounter with Juan. Moments later,
Really? Is he okay? Did he get killed? What happened?
While still on call with dispatch, he learns what happened before he called 911, leaving him deeply concerned for the safety of everyone still at the construction site.
Do you see any weapons?
No, I just saw him with the blue towel, and it looked like a shoebox or like a brown box full of tools,
Okay.
possibly.
Okay, your security's on scene with us. It looks like that guy threatened to kill her.
Bro, why?
Oh, you threatened to kill her?
Yeah, we might be on the phone with her.
As Juan continues hot
Like, if you're trying to hotwire a bulldozer, typically you're not just trying to steal it. I'm not even gonna, like, to hide a bulldozer, it's almost impossible. And it's not going to be fast enough to outrun the cops. Like, if if anybody's trying to hotwire and steal a bulldozer, it's not to run from the cops. I promise you.
firing the front loader, dispatch gets the security guard on the phone, who recounts the terrifying events that unfolded before he jumped the fence. But what neither the guard nor dispatch realizes is that this is only scratching the surface of what Juan is about to do.
Henderson 911, what is the address of your emergency? So I have
Kill
a
him.
guy trying to
This guy's being un-American. Kill him. Shoot him.
like bulldozer. He's just threatening to kill me. I'm at a security at one of the properties. I tried getting him off the property, but he was threatening to kill me. He has a weapon on him as well. And he's a Mexican guy. He did have a screwdriver pointing at me, and he did say that he was going to shoot me. So I don't know if he has a gun on him. So I definitely would be advised on that too. I'm not armed, so.
No. That's no need to that. We got like 4 officers en route.
He's real aggressive, actually super aggressive.
Given how quickly the situation has escalated, officers are already en route to the scene, hoping to stop Juan before he can get the front loader running. But the weapon he will ultimately use against them is something none of them could have imagined.
And he's still trying to take off with it, but it's not moving, so.
They're not too far away right now.
Oh, he got it started. He finally got it started. And which means he's probably going to back up and take off with it right now. Yep.
Back off with it.
He's got it.
She thought that he was actually going to, like, try to get out there the other way, huh?
And he looked like he's probably going to ram the fence with it. Well, yes, he's ramming the fence with it. He's going over the fence, and he took off with it right now. So, which means that they will have to go behind it because he's driving right behind the house. It finally stopped. He just went over the fence. Yep. My morning. I see one of the cops just pull up right now. And yep, he's about to run over the police car. Oh my God, my morning.
The first officer arrives just in time to try to stop Juan before he can cause any more damage, but it is already too late.
Bro, he's driving that shit right at him, too.
Firearm
right
drawn,
at
Juan
him.
is determined to keep going, destroying almost everything in his path.
Copy, I see.
Bro, I'd be going for the rifle. Fuck the handgun. I'd be going for that rifle, man. Nope.
And he's taking off. He's coming towards me now. Hey!
Yeah, he sees you. He's coming towards you. Come on, Einstein. Let's use some brain cells.
He's coming right at my patrol vehicle. Hey, stop! Stop now!
Oh, he's driving at the cop now. Ooh! Shoot that mug. Dude, what you doing? Shoot him! Shoot him!
He's still moving. He's going to the whole car. Stop right there!
Right there, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Come on, man, shoot him. Shoot him, shoot him. You guys got all them free bullets in that station. You don't know how to shoot him? Come on, shoot him.
Get on the ground! Stop! Do not move! Innocent police! Do not move! Do not move! Get cover here.
Hell no, I wouldn't be saying don't move. I'd be saying pop, 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 pop.
He's trying to run
Looks
over
like
the
you're not
police
moving.
officer right now. This guy is not playing.
Yeah, look, he's trying to circle. He tried to hit the cop, dude.
Was
that shot
trying
fired?
to kill him? Yep, the cop trying to take him out. The guy's trying to roll over the cop in the police car, and he just destroyed the police car.
He destroyed the police car?
He destroyed the police car. The cop is still shooting. Oh my God! What in the world? That is crazy. They got him. Passed away. I think they got him. All right, I'm gonna have to call my boss and wow.
All right,
All right,
stop. They're contained the scene. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Officers have now witnessed firsthand the level of violence Juan is capable of. And even as he remains inside the front loader, they know the situation
Y'all
can
already know what I think of this. What you do is you drag his ass up out of that car. You drag his ass out of that car. Do a little something like this here. Where's it at? Right here. See, when you drag his ass out of that car, fuck, this isn't even the same. This isn't even the same thing. Oh, what? That's weird. That is not the same scene that I found from before. I hate this shit. That's not even the same scene that I fucking saved. Bro, what a load of bullshit. Scene from Patriots Day where the guy gets shot, ran over, and blown up. Yeah, fuck you, piece of shit. I'll get it myself. I am starting to like
Secure the street. Clear the house.
I'm starting to dislike YouTube. I never thought I'd say that, but I'm starting to get very agitated with YouTube. Changing shit all the time like that, dude. That actually infuriates me. You have no idea, guys. See, what I want to see is a little something like this. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a little something like this. Bruh. You know, whenever you get shot, you get blown up, you get ran over by a car, and you know what you got? You got a cop standing on top of you just like that. That's what I want to see. Bro's shot, ran over, and handcuffed, and blown up at some point, and he's got a cop on his back with another cop handcuffing his ass, pretty much dead to the dirt. That's what the fuck I want to see. I don't want to see this dude getting pulled out and CPR. No, dude, let that bitch die.
Moment. And while it may appear
fuck no
that Juan is stopped, there was no indication that he is willing to surrender.
Shit, YouTube, man.
Hey, can you hear us? Hey, can you hear us?
So we're probably gonna have to. Hey, keep your hands up.
We can have him try to crawl out.
Hey, start crawling out toward us.
Let me go hands. I did.
Okay, I will be hands. I will be hands. You're gonna stay lethal. See if you're gonna stay lethal. All right. Do we have a 40? Let's get a 40 up.
Bro, the only thing that could be left of this guy is his fucking arms. And you know what I want to see on them arms? I want to see 2 pairs of handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? If he got a leg somewhere, then you handcuff the leg to that shit too.
Very carefully. You're gonna keep your hands right.
That's what I say. I say handcuff. Dude, you cannot find enough handcuffs.
Do not move the bulldozer or you will be shot again. Do you understand?
I shot.
I shot
and Jacob shot.
Fuck.
Okay, I will be hands. You're gonna stay lethal. Do we have a 40?
Yeah, let me get a 40.
Hey, keep your hands where we can see them. Get out of the bulldozer slowly. I can't hear you. Climb out of the bulldozer slowly. Hey, don't keep your hands.
You say it 3 times and then you just mag dump the motherfucker. How about that? How about that? You don't want to follow orders. You sit here and you try to run over a cop using a bulldozer. You run over 2 police cars. And you don't follow instructions after the 3rd time. You just mag dunk dump the motherfucker, drag his dead corpse out of there, and handcuff that shit on the pavement. That's what the fuck you do. I'm so sick of these cops playing games with these motherfuckers. This guy will fucking kill you, bro. Hell no. No. Enough.
Do not put your hands down.
We still have one at gunpoint. We're giving them commands.
You're lethal. You're 40. Yep. I'm gonna give him verbal commands. Sarge, your backup hands on if I need.
Yeah, I'm gonna get gloves on.
Megan, just in the back. You can see him. Get out of the bulldozer.
I'm so sick of this shit, bro. I'm so sick of people losing their lives to pieces of shit like this just to get let out in like 24, 48 hours, bro. Fuck that.
Climb out of the bulldozer slowly.
Alviso, give them Spanish ones.
There's no reason this dude doesn't rot in jail for the rest of his life if he lives. And if he's illegal, send his ass to CCOT. And if he's an immigrant and he got his green card, revoke that shit, send his ass to CCOT. Put him in there with them those gang members, man.
Can you get a good shot on the 40 from there? Yeah, come over here. Louder, Alviso. What's he saying? Hey! Hey! Exit! Hey, you need to come this way to us. What's he saying?
Get out of the bulldozer slowly.
What's he saying? Come here! Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I want someone on that side in case he goes mobile again, and we're just gonna go up there and we're gonna hands up. But someone stay lethal. Can you get lethal?
Listen to me. If we're gonna climb up, I don't want lethal behind me though.
Just communicate with us.
Juan's family would later tell police that he had been battling severe mental health issues for nearly a decade. About 5 years earlier, he had attempted to set himself on fire at Boulder Station, an
Why didn't you let
incident
him?
that resulted in his arrest. He had also worked at a construction site
You
for
can't
6
say
months.
that. His mental health. They have a place called Suicide Forest. Logan Paul got into a lot of trouble for recording it. If other cultures can accept that that's a natural part of life sometimes, maybe we can too. Maybe we can be the one true melting pot.
Before being fired, after which he had enrolled in barber school. However, he was later removed from the program following an unknown incident and afterward stopped taking his prescribed medication. Despite the continued support of his family and moving into his sister's home, Juan continued to experience episodes. Eventually, he left the house on foot without his cell phone or identification, and although he had no known connection to the construction site where the incident occurred, his family believed he may have ended up in the area because he was attempting to walk to Arizona. For now, the rounds fired by officers have only injured Juan, but they do nothing to stop him as he continues to ignore every command. Officers are soon forced to take an extreme.
We're still giving commands. He's inside the bulldozer. Bulldozer's not moving. His hands are up. He's refusing to come out.
Hey, give me some over here.
Hey, Okami. Come here. Never mind. We got
See,
there.
like, if you've got an incident like this, where this dude's trying to run over the cops, and his hands are up, but he's refusing to get out of the bulldozer, you should still shoot and kill him. Just tell them, hey, if you don't get out of that bulldozer and follow commands, I'm going to kill you, and we're going to drag your corpse out of that bulldozer. You understand me? Make it very plain and simple, clear as day. If your goal is to get shot, you will stay up there in that bulldozer, and we will be dragging your corpse out of that bulldozer. That's exactly what I'd be saying in there in that fucker's foreign language. That's exactly what I'd be saying. And if he still don't want to come out of there, well, you know.
So his hands are up. He's just refusing to
Not
come
gonna
out.
put my police officers in danger for some little schizo fucker's problems. Nope.
Eventually gonna go
He's
up there.
already done enough. He's put enough people in danger.
We don't know about any weapons.
If you want us on this side, then we got crossed.
Yeah, can you be hands on?
Yeah.
Here. I got Okami going with you.
It looks immobile, but he was coming out right on me.
You're gonna get shot again if you put your hands down.
If he comes out this way, we'll grab him too.
I think we probably would. We probably would make damn good cops.
Do not reach for anything.
Watch yourself.
Help Brown when he comes down.
I got hands on when he comes down.
Hey, lethal down.
What's going on here?
40 deployed. Let's go. 40
He's
was
still not
deployed.
coming up out of that hole? What we doing here, guys? What we doing? Don't be catering to this. We should kill it. That's what we should be doing to this mentality. Kill it. Not catering. You want to sit here, steal a bulldozer, try to run over a cop, and then destroy two police vehicles? And they telling you to get the hell out of the bulldozer, you're not doing it? Now. This is everything that's wrong with society.
He's still uncooperative. We're working on getting him out. There you go.
He's still resisting arrest.
Pull him out, this is moving! Get him out!
He needs to come.
No, he's still fighting. The motherfucker's still fighting. Look at him. Look at him. Bro, what you gotta do is when you pull this motherfucker out, you put his ass in the back of an ambulance, you get a cops to stand outside, you bring in the fire department to beat the fuck out of this piece of shit. You beat this motherfucker half to death. I'm so sick of this shit. Yeah, no, I'd be shooting the motherfucker. Nah, I'm good, man. I would be a cop for a whole, like, day, and then you would just see me pull out my gun, and this is just load the motherfucker with bullets. Dude, I'm so sick of this fucking mentality. We need to fucking delete this shit from the human DNA. This is so fucking stupid. Oh my god, this pisses me off, bro. You want to die, dumbass? I'm happy to oblige. Doing a service to everybody in my community.
Hey, watch out! Watch it! Hey, get him out of there! Get move out of there! Get out of here!
Yeah.
Watch your foot! Chloe! Hey, expedite medical to start! Stand over there. Relax. Get him. Sit him on that power box.
What do I got?
You got a little bit of a cut right here.
All right, that it?
Yeah. It's okay. You're not even bleeding.
As Juan continued to ignore their commands, officers eventually climbed onto the front loader in an effort to force him to comply. The attempt ended with 2 officers falling from the machine along with Juan, leaving all of them injured. During the incident, Juan sustained gunshot wounds to his left arm and lower leg, along with a piece of metal lodged on the right side of his head. He was treated for his injuries and made a full recovery.
That's unfortunate.
The subsequent investigation into the officer-involved shooting concluded that the officers had acted in self-defense, and no action was taken against them. Ultimately, Juan Rincon Carreno was charged with felony, attempted
How much of this is he going to get away with? Let's see. Will he get above a year? Will he get any time at all?
murder with use of a deadly weapon ×2, resisting a public officer with a deadly weapon, not a firearm, grand larceny of a motor vehicle, destroying property of another over $1,200, and misdemeanor destroying, injuring real or personal property of another. According to Henderson Justice Court records, Juan was denied bail. Given the severity of the attempted murder charges involving law enforcement and the significant public safety threat posed during the incident, the court ordered that he remain in continuous pretrial custody at the Henderson Detention Center. If convicted on all counts, Juan Rincon Carreno could face a maximum sentence of more than 50 years to life in a
Give him life. There's no reason this dude should be out in the general population whatsoever. There is no reason this guy needs to be out of jail. He should be thanking his fucking lucky stars and thanking whatever it is that he prays to every night that somebody like me wasn't a cop and shot his ass to death. Because this is fucking ridiculous. This dude had nothing else to do. He had no other reason to steal this front loader other than to kill people and hurt officers. Fuck that. Fuck everything about that. Put this dude in the dirt.
Want to step up your stuff?
Dude, that is crazy. That's crazy to me. Hey, I don't have to do this more than once. If I take one of these people and put them in the dirt, I will be happy with my decisions even if I go to jail. I will be. You know why? Because the amount of people that this cocksucker's the amount of lives this fucker ruins is hell, I would even say it's priceless. Because if those cops got hurt, they have a chronic pain now, right, from falling on their backs on the pavement. They end up eventually losing their jobs because they can't meet health standards, right? If they have any physicals or whatever. Or better yet, one of those officers got ran over and fucking killed. There's a breadwinner in their household that is no longer there. There's a father with no kids. If this piece of shit runs over somebody in the community and kills somebody, there's another the community suffers from that. I would gladly sit in jail with the biggest fucking smile on my face, knowing full well that that piece of shit will never hurt anybody else ever again. Period. And that's the mentality these motherfuckers have to contend with. You don't just get to sit there and do that because you want to ruin your own life. Great. Go to the suicide forest over in China, right? You go do that shit there. You don't steal a bulldozer in America and try to run over fucking police officers. Absolutely not. Okay, let us. And you know what's, and you know, like, it's not for anybody else's benefit. It's for mine. I would go to jail knowing that what I did helped the community in some way. Because it did. Whether you want to admit that fact or not, the fact still remains. The long-term detrimental effect that could cause to a community or a household makes it worth it. In my eyes, it does. It does. It makes it worth it. I don't know. It's just me. Call me selfless, I guess. Morning, Mouse. Afternoon? Is it afternoon already? It's almost there. It's almost there. All right. Well, I'm going to roll out of here. Because ever since I've started doing... That was weird. Ever since I started doing the new edits and stuff for the videos, man, I'm sure y'all guys noticed yesterday that the videos were super late. It's taking longer to render them and edit them, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back to like an 11:30 schedule for now until I get the hang of vidIQ and editing the videos the way I do now and actually doing like keyword research and all this other crap that takes like hours, bro. It takes hours to make a video now. even more, like, I got used to it before, but now it's like, having to, like, do the individual edits and, like, pull, like, a part of the video that I'm making out of the stream to the beginning of the video. Oh my god, dude, it's such a pain in the ass. It's such a huge pain in the ass. And you know what's sad is that I have to do all of this knowing full well that it really won't make that much of a difference. It really won't. Because, like, none of this even matters because of how the algorithm has shifted. It won't matter. And that's what really kind of makes me sick to my stomach. But that's okay, because we're still going to do it. And then when the algorithm finally shifts back to something that is remotely similar to what it was doing, well, let's just say that hopefully the algorithm favors yours truly, and I'll be so used to doing it by then that it's another day in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So all I could really do is wait and bide my time, and unfortunately, I've got a lot of that. So fortunately, unfortunately. Oh yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere, bro. I'm not going nowhere. I'm always be here. But I am rolling. Y'all stay safe out there. Stay friendly. Stay away from crazy people. I will be back on tomorrow bright and early. That's the one thing that I'm not going to change. I will continue to stream every single day. So, yeah, I'm always going to be here for that, for sure. The videos won't change either. I'm trying to, if the videos are coming out late, just keep in mind that there will be a minimum of 4 every day. So if you want to wait to use your hype on something that comes out a little later, then that's fine. But just keep in mind that unless I, like, make an announcement on, like, the post page, there will be 4 videos and 4 shorts. But I've got to try and knock out as much time as I can to keep the shorts upload before, like, 2, which I haven't been able to do the past few days. Monday's going to be bumpy. Mondays are just going to be shit, dude. I don't think there's going to be anything I can do to change Mondays. Because Mondays, I do the videos for the weekend as well. So, like, it's nightmare fuel. But that's okay. We're just going to keep on doing it. I'll get a feel for it, and then it'll be all good. I'll see y'all tomorrow bright and early. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. W Rachel for posting stuff in the Discord. W Sticks for posting stuff in the Discord. I did pull up that video from Sticks. I think it was the Asmongold one, so I did look at it. I hope that was the right one. I did ask if it was or wasn't, and I didn't get a response. But y'all stay safe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. Peace! Stay American, don't be un-American.
Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up.